men being brutally honest. All right, we're on the air. Hi everyone, this is Kev, and this is the YouTube channel Black Men Being Brutally Honest. I am one third of the habitual line steppers. We are coming to you live, and just a few hours ago, Nipsey Hussle was gunned down, shot 6 times in front of his store. We have an open panel tonight. Please, gentlemen, introduce yourselves. Let's start with you, Roger, and let's get this conversation going because we had a pretty good pregame, and we're going to bring it to the air so the listening audience can listen to what we have to say. And first off, I thank all of you for showing up. All right, Roger, let's hear it.
All right, folks, this is Roger Stevens of the Roger Report. Please like and subscribe when you come across the channel. Check me out. I'm also one third of the habitual line steppers. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's get it.
You know, Epstein is going to have a field day with this one.
Okay. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Introduce yourself so we can get this conversation going. And thanks for coming. How do you pronounce that? Nuruddin Muhammad?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. All right, sir. Tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm actually what you call a blue collar person. I actually have a high school diploma from Van Buren High School. Go VBs. I stayed out of trouble when I was a young kid. I got my New York State commercial driver's license. I'm working on becoming a truck driver. But I'm also working for Brinks, getting my pistol license so I can make a good decent salary. I was married and divorced, and what I could say is that we're the black men that a lot of these sisters look over until it's too late, and then all of a sudden when they are pregnant, with 4 or 5 kids in, then all of a sudden they want a guy like us, and then when we decide to leave, they try to shame us. So the best thing for me to do is basically just keep it moving, keep charging, and I also promote somewhat of interracial dating, but I look at it this way: if the woman loves you and you love her, and she treats you like a king, black, white, or indifferently, it doesn't matter. Just treat her like a queen, and good things will come to you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Well, thanks for the introduction. Lethal. Let's hear it. Tell us a little bit about yourself before this conversation gets underway. And by the way,
Well,
thanks for coming.
yeah, no problem, man. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes. 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 I can.
Awesome. Cool. Just wanted to do a quick sound check. So, first off, what's up, panel? Um, I'm Lethal. I've been on Brutally Honest show. I've been on. I don't create any content or anything like that. Um, I'm a music head, all genres. Um, you know, in my 30s, no children, not your typical guy. You know what I mean?
Nah, don't tell them that. You the typical guy.
Uh, well, I guess the stereotypical shit. I'm not. I don't fall into that. You know. But outside of that, man, I just like to have conversations about these interesting topics. I know what we were gonna touch on tonight, so yeah, I'll let you go ahead and go to the next guy.
Okay, Donnie.
What's poppin', y'all? The name is Donnie. I'm one third of the habitual line steppers. I think we got all 3 thirds, whatever you want to call it, whatever the number is. I must have failed at math, but all of us is here. uh, the show I run is You Ain't Shit for Watching. Basically, we chop it up about daily conversations. Sort of like you hanging out with the fellas and sitting around the table talking that talk. Yeah, shit. Let's get to this conversation. Who's up next?
That would be Dre. He joined us. He was the last one to join us. What's up, Judge?
What's going on? I just jumped in last and I see that you were live. I didn't see what the topic's about.
Okay. Well, here's the topic. Well, just like a few hours ago, Nipsey Hussle was gunned down. So I titled this open panel discussion. Will black people ever be able to have shit? R.I.P. R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
No, I'm gonna say no on that one because we're the ones doing it to each other, and that's the sad part. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, he's probably a victim if it's, one of the things is this. I had never really knew who he was. I heard about it because it was, it's always over Facebook or you gonna see it in the YouTube feeds or whatever. And some way people were talking like they knew who he was and heard his music. So I asked my girl, and she was sitting there going like, I ain't never heard this. So I went through like 10 of his songs and just skimmed through the songs. I'm like, I ain't never heard none of these songs, so I don't really know. I don't really know the dude like that.
Well,
But
we're gonna spend some time on Nipsey Hussle, but
mm,
we're gonna take this into other directions too. Like I also want to discuss the misplaced outrage against hetero black men in light of the Jussie Smollett situation. See, like as of this past week, all the charges were dropped, but they people are talking like that they expect some apology from the black community for this, and I wanted to get to that part of the conversation too. So,
oh God,
No,
yeah,
yeah,
that grand clown.
unfortunately,
yeah.
this shit just
Plus,
good
I
luck
don't.
with that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Plus, I want to get some of the not Cardi B has been discussed a million times this week, but
You
it's
mean the
just that
rapist
yeah, yeah,
and the
yeah.
yeah, she's
robber?
not a rapist. She only robs people.
Oh, she's a robber. Oh, okay, good.
Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Is that the one who sets the get some sleep and switches them with trannies? I'm getting confused here.
I just want to I
Oh
just
no,
want to
she
point
did
out the
all
old
three of
school
them. I'm
definition
sorry.
of rape is theft, is robbery. When you robbing from a motherfucker, that's theft,
That was wrong.
aka rape.
My
All right.
girl even laughed at that one. She said that was funny.
and, and robber? Oh, gee, and thief?
Robber, thief, rapist, and you get what I mean.
The three
Oh
R's.
gosh.
I got
Think about this though. That one of the dudes said when he said he woke up and saw the condom on the floor. Think about what that is. He said, "Man, I hope I was the one that used it." Can you imagine waking up to get a condom on the floor and thinking, "I'm hoping that I was the one that used it." Oh,
Oh, that's
that's just
disgusting.
Everybody in
Yeah.
that room got to die.
that's no. But I'm just saying. Ugh. I mean, that's just like disgusting.
A whole lot of that's a whole lot of DNA.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and have the first. That let's go ahead with the first topic. The continuing trend of rappers dying via gunshot. Let me name a couple names in recent memory. What was that
Biggie
guy
Small.
name? Well, yeah, that Biggie Smalls was like over 20
Let's just
years ago.
no, but
Triple X
let's
extension.
whatever his name is.
Extension.
You mean Estacio? Because I don't know what his name is. So
Yeah,
XXX Tentacion. Yeah.
yes.
whatever.
There's an Atlanta rapper called Bankroll Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a couple years ago. There was also a rapper from my hometown, Doe B.
Yeah, I
He
remember him.
Yeah, he
Who?
was Frank Ski was his manager. He started to actually gain traction with the Southern rappers. He was working with Ti. He had appeared on a couple Cash Money songs.
And
He was
look how that turned out for him.
Yeah, I mean, and he was killed. He was killed in a club that should have been burnt down like years and years before that, because we've had so much shit happen at that one club. But it was such a staple in the community that it always, every time we shut it down, it always come back in another form. If we shut it down again, it always come
It's
back in
like
another form.
so it's like Michael
And
Myers. You shoot
yeah,
it down.
yeah,
It's coming back.
yeah,
Holy
and,
shit.
and, and three people died, and three people died that night, including the birthday girl that was celebrating her birthday at that particular club. Another guy
Yeah.
and rapper Doe B. Like we just is it a like, and we don't discuss self hate as far as these things happening. they always describe self-hate as like, a black man dating outside his race. It's never self-hate when somebody's blowing each other away, with gunshots. And I feel like that's a form of self-hate too, because we're so quick to kill each other. We're so quick to take each other out. So,
So,
It should also be
is this the
self-hate when a
self
bitch
hate you're
is fat.
talking about?
yeah,
Is that
that's self-hate right there. Yeah.
I can get you some more. I can get some more self hate if you want.
Yeah. It's like it seems to be like,
So,
in our Facebook group.
so does Michael Eady hate himself because of this?
Well, no, I wouldn't say he would. Not me personally.
Oh
but
my
uh,
God!
but it just seems like to me we don't discuss the things that really
What about
impact.
Michael Jordan? Is he self hating?
Michael B. Jordan is looks like he's having a good time, and he looks like he's happy in
Now,
that picture.
now, I got something to say on that. You guys say it's a self-hate thing. I don't think that the black people, when they kill each other and go off over stupid shit, I don't think it's more of a self-hate thing. I think it's a fact of it's certain rules that just men don't do to other men unless you want violence. And I think a lot of times the men don't they haven't been taught the rules of respect where they know it's certain things like you guys don't know me, but we were in the same room and if I told you to suck my dick, we're gonna
Oh
end up
hell
fighting.
no.
Violation.
You understand what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
We're
we
gonna
get
it's
killed
certain
because of that.
rules, certain things you just don't say to another man unless you want violence.
Mm.
But,
See, but the
I say confrontation. It ain't gonna necessarily go to violence, but a lot of times it will
Right,
because they play with you like that. So at the
right.
end of the day, it is a lot. I mean,
but look
when
who
you
they
have a higher number of men that were not raised around other strong men, sometimes they know all the rules they need to know once they grow up.
Hmm.
Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way,
Yeah,
and sometimes that
unfortunately.
first time is a very hard way, and it might end your life.
Yeah.
You know, because real
hmm
men understand consequences. Because we don't get older without understanding consequence. I understand consequence. That's why I made it through my 20s. There's a lot of
hmm
folks who didn't understand, so they never got past the 20s.
Like
That's
I'm
just
not
how it
even
works.
Actually, I learned the
like
rules
I'm
of
not even
engagement.
gonna lie. It's many times I sit back and I knock on wood that I am here today. As many times as I just jump fly with police officers just because, like when I used to drive the dope boy car, just because I thought I was just so smart in the head, and I would just say these smart addict things to them. Now that I'm older, and
You
it's
could have got
like, what the fuck was I saying? And
yeah.
I mean, like, I
That's
wouldn't get
how I
up in their
feel.
face and say I'm gonna kill them, but I just would say shit to make them feel like shit. And then I was like, wait a minute, nobody never told you this dude would cap your ass, put a knife in your hand, and then
And pretend that it didn't
do
happen.
paperwork.
Yeah, and you'll be a real dead ninja. I hate saying
Right,
the word nigga, but
right.
you'll be a real dead. Yeah, they love that examination of you standing up to the police and the stuff like that. But these women aren't standing up to the police like that. They ain't getting gunned down. The
Well,
black
right,
men are.
right.
So the
And
best
that's
thing for
and
us to do is just act
think about
correct.
it. Not even the fact of that, but like even when you see when some of those videos come out, the black man, like who the guy right here in Ohio, who the dude just put 5 bullets in him. He was
Hmm
talking nice and calm to the guy and
Yeah,
all of this. And next minute you know, he was like, yeah, man, this, that, and the other. And he was trying to get his car in gear and all this stuff. And he thought the guy was going to run. Dude pulled out his gun and put 5 bullets in the dude. And I mean, literally on his body cam, you could see they were talking. You could hear the audio clear. The boy guy didn't raise his voice. None of that
yep,
stuff. Dude put 5 bullets in him like it wasn't shit. And then like this is the thing. They played the body cam footage for an hour after that. So if you had the patience and sat there and watched it, then you watch them just lie to the other police officers, and you can see the other police officers look down at the body cam
and
and
yeah,
realize that it was still recording, so they didn't really say too much. But they
yeah,
knew already, and what's so bad? The dude walked. Even
That's
the
right.
video shows the dude. Oh well, he was dragging me. What are you talking about? He was dragging me. You never got dragged.
You mean Alton? You mean
Yeah,
what's that guy's name? The guy
yeah.
was wearing all the red
You
and
know,
stuff like that. It was ridiculous. I'm like, listen,
like
dude,
it's like the dude
and
never. He was.
he
Like he
knew he
got
didn't
killed.
have a license. He knew he didn't have a license. That's the
Right, but
thing.
that's the only thing. I mean, but think about it. That could cause you a death sentence.
Yeah,
It's like wow. I mean, it's just like, and that's why I try to tell some of these. I tell, especially to my sons, especially I tell them, look, son, do me a favor. If anything goes down, just relax. I say, call my dad, be calm, and all like this. If you feel mad that this person gotta get his ass beat for hurting you or whatever, just remain calm. I said, don't even worry about it. Because if I have to beat the motherfucker's ass for you, I'll do it at a later date for you. But do not do it at the time. They will
yep,
get what's coming to them. They have all the cards. You got to get them back when you have the upper advantage.
yeah.
And it's just to know that, wow, you say the wrong thing. And on top of that, it's like I even told them, I said, I wouldn't even fuck with some of these young cats now.
No, you
These
don't.
kids around 17, 18 years old, I wouldn't fuck with them. And it's not the fact that I'm scared of them. I would love to beat many of them in the ass. But the problem is that they have no home training. They have no sense of respect. And they will kill you right now and not think nothing of it.
Yep.
And
You
this
know.
is the thing is you cannot fight a battle against people who have nothing to lose. If they feel they don't have nothing to lose, those are the worst people in the world to fuck with. You don't fuck with
Yeah.
people like that. They have
That's right.
nothing to lose.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me what you were saying. It reminds me of Charles Smith Jr. If you go and look up the story on YouTube, it's pretty sad. But the cops had to shoot this kid because this kid was not only he got in trouble when he was 15. He was on probation for having drugs and a gun. Got caught with drugs and a gun again, and he tried to shoot three police officers. He was at during a traffic stop. He shot one. He shot at one. He shot at another one. He shot at his friends. They went around and shot him. And you know what was so even more messed up? His friends and the community still with the body camera saying that he was a good guy and he do nothing wrong. I'm like, yo, do y'all not see this shit? He tried to kill three police officers and his friends still try to lie for him. I'm like, you got and he had a list. He has a history of doing that. And this is a young black man. At 15, he has a record. At 17, he's on probation for doing the same thing over and over and over again. And this is who we're supposed to like say Black Lives Matter, but it's clear on the tape this guy is literally trying to murder some people, and when the cops literally have to stop him, then all of a sudden the cops were heavy-handed. Well, we're we're a bizarro world.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this because we have a dynamic where black men are killed off of anything. So you got little boys reaching and grabbing for their ID, they getting shot. The dude, put his car in gear, he getting shot. And then you have on the counter end of the spectrum, you have white men who are going out and killing an entire church full of black people,
You mean
and they
an
stop
active
and give them
shooter?
Burger King. So I get the dynamic. I don't think anybody's caping for the bad behavior. But what they're saying is if you're gonna have this treatment of white people, let's have this same treatment across the board for black people too. So if
Which
a
is
black man is going out doing terrible shit, let's go ahead and get his ass some Burger King too.
I mean, here's the
but a lot
question.
of
When was
times,
the last time, but think about it. When has the last time you have heard them capture? The only time they don't capture white people when they're off doing mass killing is then they kill themselves.
you know
You ever
why?
notice that? It's never the police shot them. They always shot themselves.
The
You
dude
know why?
who shot up
You know why during an
Vegas.
active shooter and those guys are white, they realize what's coming. They see the army of guns coming because
Right.
they have to off themselves. because
But what I'm
whenever
trying to say is,
somebody
no, they're taken alive. Like the
no,
Burger King shooter, the guy in Waffle House, the guy who shot up the movie theater, the
All
guy who,
alive.
I mean, all them people were captured alive. The
They're
guy who
only
shot up the
heavy-handed when
churches.
it comes to black people, and
But
that's problematic.
and that's kind of fucked up that a black person could be, he gets pulled over for a busted tail light, and he's more likely to die than an active shooter.
well, most active shooters now are getting killed now,
No, not if they're white.
even
But
if they're white.
the whole thing is plain simple. You know what I'm saying? White folks ain't in the business of killing white folks because that don't help white folks. It's very simple dynamic.
And
Yeah.
and
Ain't
going
out
back,
because there's not going to help white folks. So I mean, I totally understand why they're doing what they're doing. I don't get why other people don't get it.
I
It's totally
that
understandable.
I don't understand. They shoot black people, and I get what you're saying. White people aren't, but I don't feel like that's true. For one, and white people are what is it, 7 times more likely to shoot at a police officer than a black person is, but they always seem to make it.
Yeah, because they white. Because white folks ain't trying to kill white folks. You see what I'm saying?
so
And that's just what it is. And I mean, that's just what it is in its purest form. White folks aren't when they go out to a call like that. Their goal is not to go kill someone. Their goal is to go reel that white person in.
Perfect,
Get
perfect
that white.
example.
unless he
So
points that
that's
gun at them.
why. But here, no, even when they point guns at him, it was a dude in San Diego who was basically begging for the police to kill him. He waving a pistol at him, doing everything. They brought his ass in alive. So the
But
issue
there are
is
some.
Black Lives Matter. Shit, they always find a reason for white lives to matter. Shit, Black Lives Matter too. So
But
while I'm not
sometimes,
with that movement, the sentiment exists and it's real. It needs to be there.
but also look at the black lives that look at the black lives. If black lives really matter, it would matter to black people because look at what's happening in Chicago. They bring it there when a black person is doing something dumb or doing something crazy against black people. We don't speak out against that, and that's
No,
crazy.
So
no. I'm gonna
so
say
let
this.
me say
This
this.
is the thing. No,
There
you
are
can't say that. You can't say that. This is the thing that they do on the news. They promote when we kill each other, but it's not that black people kill each other. You kill the people who you mostly associate with. Black people
right
mostly associate with
in
black
your own
people, so
community.
you're more likely going to kill a black person. White people morally associate with white people. They're more likely going to kill another white person. I mean, plain and simple. White people still kill
It's
more
sad.
people than we do a year. They still
It's
do.
sad.
There's a town in Virginia that has a higher murder rate than what Chicago does. They always focus
Newport
on what
News.
Chicago does.
One second.
No,
Hold
it's a
on.
white town. It's a white town.
Hold on for me one second, because I got to get this out. You know what I'm saying? Because I get tired of that argument because I don't think black people look at it the correct way. What Judge just said is absolutely right. When you plain and simple, America's a very separated country when it comes to populations of different groups of people. People kill the people they around. That's why Judge just said what he did. But when it comes to black people, if you kill another black person, there is no need to speak out because the criminal justice system has no issue killing, arresting, or putting black people in. No matter what got against it. They got no problem with it. Now, if they were just killing black people and no one cared and they didn't go to jail like it is when you talk about that the publicized white police officers that kill black folks, if that were going on a regular basis, it would make sense. But the criminal justice system have no issue putting black in jail. So there's no reason for anyone to come out about it.
And on top of that,
Yeah.
9 times out of 10,
The point.
we agree. If somebody kills somebody, that person should go to jail. That's one thing about us black people. We realize that people should be punished when they do something wrong. The only people that feel or realize that they don't think there should be a punishment is white people. Or they think, well, it was an accident or they were having a bad day. And I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't realize how crazy white people is until I actually went to court against a white guy. I had everything on my side. This guy told me this guy, he was sitting there telling the judge, like even the people in the courtroom, because it was all black people there mostly, and they were just looking like, and he was like, well, you got to understand what type of day I was having that day. And I mean, the
Flexing for the
dude just hit
protection.
my car while it was parked and then confronted me for me getting mad at him hitting my car while it was parked because he said that I should have came out of the gas station and moved my car because he wanted to go out the gas station over there instead of the other area. I mean, this dude came in there with maps and screenshots of the whole, like, I mean, he came in here with drawing boards when we went to court. And then like he was just going off, and then after it, I was like, "Well, it was time for me to speak." And they was like, "You don't have to say anything, sir. You won your case." I didn't even have to get up and say anything because he was just that crazy, and I was just having a bad day that day. And this is so it's like he said, "So you were having a bad day. That justifies you hitting the guy's car on purpose." It's like
Yeah.
he just felt that he just had some type of right. And I mean, it was just like, so the dude, he was like, well, no, no, no. He lied. He lied when he told his story. When he went in the store, he came out with a bottle of Pepsi. So then the judge asked him, he said, so what? Did he threaten you with the bottle of Pepsi? No, no, he didn't threaten me. He never got close to me.
See, a
But
lot of
he
times you gotta
came
let them.
outside with a bottle of Pepsi. He said, well, what does that have to do with a change in the story of what he said? Nothing. I'm just saying he didn't say it completely right. He came outside with a bottle of Pepsi. I'm just like, okay. People in the courtroom, I was just watching everybody's eyes like, this dude's crazy.
Yeah,
But I mean,
my
that's just how they
What
think.
what when I think about this whole Nipsey Hussle get killed, what I think about it is like I'm like, listen, I feel sad that he got killed, but I think that somewhere along the line that maybe his past was catching up to him somehow, because maybe somehow somebody figured, well, he's too big, so he got to go down. And it's usually when these rappers get killed, it's usually someone close to them or someone that they know
Yeah.
that did it.
So I'm gonna say this about Nipsey. Now, brother, earlier, I asked you, this is pre-show. You said you was from Bronx, right? Or
I'm from
Brooklyn?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, okay. Uh, and have you ever listened to Nipsey Hussle's music? Like actually, like listen to a couple albums or
No,
anything?
I haven't. I haven't. I heard maybe like one or two of them, but I wasn't like really interested because I'm not really interested in like I'm like interested in more Common, Busta Rhymes, Q-Tip, Eric B. and Rakim. The
A
guys who
little bit of
had
an
more,
older
a
generation, I
little bit
guess.
older generation. And this new stuff when they shooting up die slow, I'm like, and the cursing, and half the times you don't even know what the hell they're saying. After I'm
Okay,
like, what did he say?
so so
Well, I
Nipsey
listen
put
to
out his
metal for
last
that
album. I
reason.
can't think of what it is. Basically, he had a series. It was the Marathon. You just and a series of names based on running the race. Right. The dude got really famous on the West Coast because he wasn't with a label. And when he put out his album, he put out, I think the first album he put out like 1,000 copies for sale. He was doing that at $100 a copy. Now,
Okay,
that was really unheard of because for the most part, you can get his album for free. You could download it. But if you really was a fan of the music, you would go out and go buy his album. The next one he did 1,000 copies. I think it was $1,000. And I think the third one might have been 1,000 copies for 10,000. And people was buying his albums. He was making money off of this. What the dude did, he ended up, now if you listen to the progression of his albums, he's not, so much talking about murder, murder, kill, kill. He's talking about making money, investments, flipping it out, changing the neighborhood, changing your dynamic. The dude was a staple in the community. Now, he was just shot and killed. He was shot and killed, they say, in front of his
it's
store.
just sad.
They don't
It's
tell
very
you that
sad.
he owned that plaza.
Yeah, I heard
Inside of
about
that,
that.
yeah, so inside of that plaza, he also had a STEM academy to where he's teaching kids different skills and getting them out the game. He's also doing real estate and investment programs. He's helping out with the community. This is a dude who, yeah, he may have started out in the life years and years ago, but he was loved by Bloods and Crips. He was a staple in the community. So while while you said earlier somebody felt like this dude was getting too big, I don't feel like it was on some gangbanging shit. I feel like
No,
it was on really on some, and I hate to be that dude who put the tinfoil hat on, but I feel like it was on some political shit because this was a dude who was making a change, especially in that area. It's problematic for white people.
that could be, and that could be something. I hope that they find the killer and find out what happened. You know, I hope it's not where his past life is catching up to him, but we gotta wait and see. Let's just I want to make sure that we get all ducks in a row before anything happens. So I'd rather research the whole thing before jump to my conclusions. But I'm hoping that he didn't get killed because of that.
Yeah, on some gangbanging shit. Because that was a dude who was, I mean, he was strong in the community. Everybody was fucking with him. He had that documentary coming out. He had clothing line, shoe line. I mean, he was doing it big.
I could tell you're from the West Coast.
What'd you say?
I could tell you're from the West Coast. Us New Yorkers, we got that thing. We got that swag. We know, we could tell by your accent. So, and I've been out there before. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a different dynamic. But I mean, just
I'm
like y'all know,
weather.
You say what?
The weather. Better than what we got. Ooh, God.
Yeah,
70 degrees in February? Right, either in Philly?
Oh, yeah, I get beat up.
But the West Coast, something about it. That weather, especially in Los Angeles, when it's like February and it's like 80 degrees, I'll take that. Over here, it's like 5 degrees. Yeah, that's it. But I hope that it's not that. Like all these other rappers have been getting killed like that, but let's just wait.
A lot of these dudes is getting killed on. Really, it sounds like they in some fuckery to begin with. Like I really don't know what the deal is with that Triple X murder. Like I still don't know. That was on some. It seemed like some goofy shit.
He was just, what? The way he got killed, he was actually he got killed buying a car,
motorcycle,
right? Cash, and those fools followed him.
Trying to rob him, right?
Yep. And the fool was flashing the money after he got killed. He was flashing the money on social media like it was a good thing.
Like, well, a lot of these young guys are dumb.
Yeah, that's
what y'all hear me? A lot of these young fellas are dumb. Yeah, I hear you.
Like what?
Okay. I was just checking.
Yeah, the young dudes, that's what they do. That's how they move. They flash the money, they show you they got it.
Yeah, and I think
that's how he got caught.
That's what he did. He was flashing money before he went, because he went to a motorcycle shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Listen, if I'm going to buy something, whether it be a motorcycle or a car, even if I have that, I make arrangements. We meet in a public place. We do what we do. And even if I'm buying it from a dealer, I'm not carrying cash on me. If I got the money in my account, I'll just swipe it through my card and keep it moving. A lot of times you got to move silently.
But if it's a huge transaction like that, you'll probably have to do a bank wire, right?
Yeah, actually, you could just do it right from your bank.
Yeah, you can swipe your debit card.
Yeah.
When I bought my car, I swiped my debit card.
It depends. It depends on your history and how much money you're talking about.
You can also
contact money like that. No, but when you got money like that,
and just tell them what you don't spend.
No, but not even the fact of that. When you are known to have money like that, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? No. When you are known to have money like that, if they know that you got money, the motherfuckers will give you the damn car, especially take your information and charge you later. I mean, literally, places like that, they know already the customers they're dealing with. So
that's right.
Oh, well, wait a minute. We can't get in touch. We know you're cool. Go ahead. This is what you want. Oh, yeah, we're going to say that is not going to stop you from selling you a Bentley if they know your ass got good credit and you got money. That's not going to stop them. As soon as somebody say, "Oh, I know who that is," you're gonna get.
No, because when my boy bought his new R1, his 2014 2010 R1, he called up his bank. And actually did it right over his phone. He called his bank, let him know he's buying a motorcycle. Approved the transaction. He was on the phone with the dealer. They did what they did. He was right out the door. You don't have to carry a huge wad of cash to do that.
Oh, no.
You get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's part of it. And we normal individuals, we all got common sense. We move
and what made
a different way. But these rappers live off of that hustle. I'm grinding. I got the money. I can ball so hard mentality. It's part of their image. So it's a haphazard image, but it is what it is.
Well, it's hazardous to the health. So literally hazardous, and it's sad, very sad.
You see, that's the thing that's so tripped out because it's shit like that. Because I mean, I grew up. I'm an '80s baby. And I grew up. I, I was what 10? No, 11, and yeah, like 10 or 11 when Tupac and Biggie got killed. You know, and I want to say after that, I don't remember any deaths until Jam Master Jay got killed. Because I think, well, as far as people getting murdered, because I know Big Pun had a heart attack and all. No, Big
Yeah,
L. I forgot about him. Big L
It
got murdered.
it was a few. It just depends on where you from in the dynamic. It was a bunch of West Coast dudes getting killed here and there, but yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you listen to. Where you like, I didn't listen to Biggie Smalls, Notorious Big, whatever his name is, until I probably got to be like 16, 17, specifically because of that whole East versus West beef. Like, I wasn't even trying to hear it. So I mean,
Yeah, I got caught up in that too. But see, the thing is, with me being from, at the time, living in Chicago, I was listening to stuff from different coasts. You know
mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So I was listening to stuff from the East Coast, the West Coast, and the dirty and the South. So
Yeah, I
What
ain't gonna lie. I used to love me some Tupac back then. I like Biggie. He was all right. He ain't had nothing on Pac to me.
what as the person that was grown when all that type of stuff was happening. Well, nah, I ain't gonna say I was grown, but I was definitely at least high school age. I had to think about it. Yeah, I was like probably in high school or about to come out of high school. Yeah, rappers getting killed. That's every year.
Mm-hmm.
You may not know how big they are. It depends on what you're reading if you hear about it. But I done heard about so many rappers or up and coming rappers that was really starting to make some money, do some shows. Like they was really starting to get a little buzz about them, just getting signed with major labels and things like that. That's an every year thing, and that's just the reality of it. It's an every year thing.
yeah.
I don't remember a year where it wasn't happening.
yeah, it was, you finna make it out the hood. Niggas get mad and jealous. They feel like you owe them something. So,
Yep.
they take you out. What was the dude Meek Mill had? Lil Snoop. That little dude can snap. They killed his ass. It was a bunch of Houston rappers got killed. I mean, shit. This is haphazardly.
Wait, the
Haphazardly
only ones
profession.
I remember getting killed in Houston was who? The Fat Pat and Big Hulk. Yeah.
But no,
Hey,
Them,
I
them,
hey,
bet
what
them
you
about
motherfuckers
them?
was big. Them was big when they big name rappers out there in Houston.
What about Cali Swag District? To teach me how to Dougie. Didn't two or
Oh,
three of them?
that guy.
Yeah.
Him,
Well, the thing is, if you known to have money, you can't stay with too many
Can't stay
niggas.
where
Is
you
that
are.
you know what I'm
You
saying?
can't.
You got to move different when everybody know you got when nobody knows you got money. You can move like you want to because I done had people ask me why do I have so much money on this time, and I'm not saying I would do that on a regular basis, but there's been certain occasions where I had a good amount of money on a certain time. I make sure I do everything I can to not be in that position. But when people was when I did have it, my whole thing was nobody knows I got it.
That's
I'm
right.
not taking you with me because I ain't gonna let you tell people I got it. Ain't nobody gonna
now
know I got it but me. So
I
I'm
got a
good.
question for the group here. Now, you see how you're saying that you think I don't think it has nothing to do with the money. I think it still goes back to what I said on the fact of when it goes to a motherfucker sitting up here saying shit to another man that they don't need to be saying. And I think that's like it's bad enough when another motherfucker. It's like one of the things is this. One thing a man should never try to do is tell another man that he's better than them. When you do that, you're opening the door to fight. If you don't
That's
want to
right.
fight that man, you don't never tell another man that you're better than him. It don't matter if you make more money, but it's like if like even LeBron James, if he was smart, he should never tell a person say as broke as me that he's better than me
Yeah, that's happened on a few
because he
occasions.
knows that anybody could pull that trigger or anybody could beat your ass.
Y'all
It's a certain
remember?
level of respect.
Y'all
And I think
remember
what
when?
happens is people get the money and they let all that shit go out the window. What nigga I beat, you know what I mean? Nigga, that's why your ass is broke. Yeah, I might be the one you might have dogged and had everybody laughing, but I was the one that capped your ass. You know what I
Y'all
mean? A lot of
remember when
motherfuckers.
Biggie Smalls said was he low key said a little bit of recklessness talk about E40.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I remember That
Yeah, and
Shorty had to save them goons from fucking blowing
yeah,
his shit.
they set up a concert for that nigga in the Bay, and Biggie was him to fuck up.
Yep.
Now E40, he denied the shit, but he was him to fuck up. So shit happens. Like you said, consequences follow. I think who was the white dude from third base? Was it MC Search?
Search.
He was
Yeah.
talking. He was talking about MC Hammer. To this day, this motherfucker feel like he was finna die from MC Hammer. MC Hammer, like, I don't know what he's talking about. But that nigga was out in L.A. and MC Hammer had his ass hemmed up to where he was scared. Said motherfuckers was taking shots. He felt like John Wick was after him.
Well, now MC Hammer was known not to play back in the day. I mean, but for the people who kept up with it, like his public image was that good, cool rapper that everybody could get along with, everything's fun.
Mhm.
But the people who knew him, Hammer did not play. You know. Matter of fact, not too long ago, Redman did an interview about that where he put something on his album or whatever, where he was just cracking jokes or whatever, but he said something about Hammer's mother. And the next time Hammer seen him, like, bro, I don't play like that. Don't you ever say nothing about my mom. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. And they was, you know what I'm saying? If basically Redman let it be known, had he made any false move, it was over with for him.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, it's a bunch of dudes out here who don't play that shit. Diddy's another motherfucker. Diddy, if you look at Diddy, anytime anybody say some slick shit about Diddy, what ended up happening? They make an apology, or they Sean was talking all that reckless shit. He got out of jail. This nigga put on the yarmulke and took his ass on out of here. Nah, man, I ain't rapping.
No, Jay Prince is another one.
Yeah, Jay Prince is a motherfucker who'll get you not put. But you know what? Jay Prince like to flex. Like he don't even pretend like he ain't the nigga to play with. Like that nigga, he like to flex a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he like the other one because some folks do try to keep a cool image. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I don't even look at Diddy he don't act like a person. He don't play the tough guy image. But Diddy he didn't have so many actual tough guys. Not saying that he's not, but I'm saying he's got so many accredited tough guys that's been around him and dealing with him his whole life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when Drake was talking crazy to him, they say, Diddy just seen him in the club, just knocked him in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Let him know what it was. But you never heard him report that Drake did anything.
Drake,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, certain people,
Drake
after they reach a certain level, just like Jay-Z said, he said, I just have my people handle your ass. What he said, when I get the call, he's no longer with us. Fire your babysitters.
Yeah, but what I was just saying, though, Diddy addressed Drake himself. You know what I'm saying? Just based on what was reported, Diddy hit him in the mouth, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stole on him for what he did. They say Drake didn't do nothing. You know?
Nah, that nigga.
Well, no offense, Drake a light skinned motherfucker. Come on, man.
No, Drake has attachments to Jay Prince camp and everything. So that could have turned into something maybe. But I think you know what I'm saying, Diddy and Jay Prince probably respect each other or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna speculate too much on that. But I'm just saying, Drake got people.
Drake is a black swagger jack, culture vulture. That's really a Jewish man with a dark tan. So
thank you.
If you look at Drake, my girl is from London. Drake is out there running. I can't remember what damn they little clique is, but he running with them dudes. He's standing a little swagger, coming on their songs, trying to do their thing. When Drake was before he got real big, Drake was down there in Houston running with a bunch of them dudes. That's how he ran into Jay Prince. That's what that dude did. You remember that video where he was doing that little dance everybody was catching?
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
Lethal. Who was doing that dance out there in Houston? It was one dude in particular, but it was blowing up. Who was doing that? You know what I'm talking about?
I seen it was the person who started this dance. Some dude, his name started with an S, I think it is.
It was the dance is called the drip. It's Sauce Walker's dance. And so he was. It's just like that's what he do. The dude is a swagger jacket. That's what he do. He run around. He still they little moves and shit like that. So I think he was getting out of place. And motherfuckers have checked him on a couple of occasions. it was a diss record that came out before he got into it with Joe Budden. He got into it with Sauce Walker. Sauce Walker telling him I'm talking about one of the dudes from T.I.'s camp pissed on him.
Wow, like
Wow.
nah, you know what? I don't even want to laugh at that guy because that's not funny to get pissed on. Anybody,
Shit,
But
well,
still,
I'm gonna say like that's
it's
the ultimate form of disrespect. Somebody
yeah,
got
that's
to do it.
God damn.
This motherfucker feeling like he
Niggas
got
was
some muscle
influenced by R.
behind him.
Kelly, huh?
His bars didn't change. He just put out that diss track, or at least they say it was a diss track where he was talking about Kanye crept at the light. It's all right. Now you went from talking about baby, you the only one to talking about you creeping at the light, nigga. Like, where did you get this energy from?
But at the end of the day, you really got to look at it as it's brothers killing brothers, and that's pretty sad. And it makes me sad to see that. It makes me sad to see out of all the stuff we had to put up with as black men, we're gonna do it to each other.
Somebody washing
Come on.
dishes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's me. I hit mute on me. I'm sorry. I forgot I left the room, but I hit mute.
Yeah, Dre Judge in the background saying something. I don't know what's going on with the brother.
Yes, I was. I was actually in the background standing. I got
I
bored.
know.
I went and worked in that room. I got to show you this room. Matter of fact, here, let me turn my camera on. Show you this room I'm working on. So you say that way. You see?
Oh wow, looks good.
Yeah, this is my new room. I saw a couple spots. I did one side of the room. I ain't felt like moving. I saw a couple spots out there. It was prime because the room was gutted. Then I saw some spots that might show through. So I'm
Now
trying
you
to
stunning,
just
Judge.
touch those spots up.
Now you stunning like the young cats.
I figured I'd come in here since I couldn't sleep. And I'm up doing this. I might as well, as I say, play with my wall.
Yeah, but I agree though. It's sad to see young brothers killing young brothers out there. But what you say it is true. I think it's probably a little too much of both going on. Money getting people killed because the love of money is the root of all evil. But
and yet we need it.
yeah, and the challenging a man can always go wrong. Period. You know what I'm saying? Men got. I mean, to us, they get older, we understand that challenging another man, regardless of who he is, can invite trouble very quickly. So, we don't just go around challenging any old brother for any old reason. Like, we'll do it, but it's got to be worth the trouble.
Yes.
You realize that.
You always know what the
What you're
consequences
opening
are before
yourself
you
up
move.
for. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, and some of these guys, they just get their messed up over little to nothing, And honestly, a lot of it's just women. You know what I mean?
I ain't even gonna lie though, man. I see when I saw like this was happening in Cleveland. Look at it. You can look it up. It was on First 48 when they're talking about the little kid that shot the other little kid. He's like, "Well, why'd you shoot him?" He's like, "No, you know him?" He's like, "No, what did he do to you?" He's like, "I ain't never met him before. First time I've seen him in my life." I'm like, "Well, why did you shoot him?" He's like, "Man, he got into it with my boy, so we captured him." For real? I'm like, what? I mean, so think about it. You can get capped by a motherfucker you ain't never even spoke to or seen. There wasn't no gang members.
It's crazy like
Dude
that.
just put his ass away. And the only thing he could say
These niggas is afraid of fist fight at this point in life. People is afraid to go heads up. They afraid of an ass whooping. They afraid of a bruise. Because at the end of the day, I am 120% pro fighting. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna get some scrapes. You're gonna get some bruises. Hell, you might get a broken knuckle. You're gonna come home alive. But niggas is out here shooting because they afraid to get into a fist fight.
And then now they don't even know how to shoot. I can see they can shoot accurately. They don't know how to shoot.
You can't even be precise with your bullets. You got to kill the next door neighbor because you was mad at the nigga 10 feet away.
You check out those militia guys who really know how to shoot and put these Pookies and Ray Rays to shame. Because remember, T.I. did put out the call for the Pookies and Ray Rays to go to Dallas and handle that guy, and they didn't. The guy who
Yeah, but I'm gonna say that's a tricky situation because even though she ended up looking very bad, and I'm not gonna agree with the dude handling her the way he handled her. The on the other side of the fence is now you got to go against. Do you protect foolishness?
Are you
You
talking
know
no,
what I'm
about
saying?
the dude who was piecing up a homegirl outside with the
and
we kicked away her cell
She,
phone and shit?
yeah,
why,
Mm.
yeah.
why,
I mean,
why are you out there
it didn't
Oh,
at
they
take.
on
that
his
time in the
ass.
morning?
They on his ass in Dallas.
I mean, they may be, but I'm saying at the end of the day, you still gonna have that fight because she was so far in the wrong. You still gonna have an issue with do we go out and protect people engaging in foolish behavior? Because that's what
No,
she
I'm
did.
not.
She did engage in foolish. I'm
Well,
saying she
no,
did engage in foolish behavior because you challenged a man with a gun,
no, not
and
even
I
the
don't care
fact
how
of
you say
that.
that. That was foolish. And plus,
I'm a
he was
I'm
in the
a
wrong. Hold on, I'm just saying this. You were in the wrong when you challenged the man with the gun.
And you're
You
out.
see what I'm saying?
Like,
That's the problem in itself.
I'm gonna take
Right.
the angle of these white people when the football player was getting harassed by that white woman. Well, he could have restrained her.
No,
he
no, no.
didn't
My thing
he
is
didn't have to.
the white dude was still wrong too. I'm not gonna even
Oh
act
no no,
No,
like
he was
I
wrong.
I,
I'm trying
I
to take
get the
that
I
dude.
get the dynamic, but they ignore what the white woman did. So I'm gonna ignore what she did. Period. Point
Right.
blank. I understand she was in the wrong. She should have set her ass the fuck down. But I'm gonna ignore it for this special occasion because it's too many times a white woman get out of pocket with a nigga and he just defended himself and he the devil.
Well, remember,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just signed him in Cleveland, though, so you know.
No, no. Now I'm saying on that note, because I have said it before myself. In certain situations, sometimes black people just gonna you gotta do like white folks do, just look the other way. I know
yeah.
she did wrong, but I gotta look the other way on this one.
Right. I ain't
No,
gonna lie.
I
Like,
understand that. Why are you out
look. I
there
ain't
at
gonna come out and
that time in the morning?
no. But here's the question. I'm not gonna come out and say I'm gonna be an advocate against, like, oh yeah, she deserved to get her ass beat. But I hate to say, 9 times she came down the wrong way of the street. When they was probably yelling at her for where she parked. You know that you can't tell a motherfucker. When's the last time you told a black woman something when they've been totally wrong, a motherfucker you don't know, and they didn't cop to with you immediately? And
Hey
that's
Dre,
she probably said some shit right before she got out the car, and
My
then
question
that's what escalated things.
my
no,
question
And
in
then
the
think
game
about it.
Judge, you
is
can't.
do you
No, no,
think she
no,
learned the
Judge.
lesson?
You,
Oh,
No.
hell
No,
no,
she
y'all
ain't
hell
learned
no,
that.
no,
no.
Judge,
That bitch didn't learn shit.
Judge.
And not only that, Judge, why is she out there at that time in the morning?
Well, you already know. And think about it. I like how when she was sitting there with the lawyer, she tried. I watched like video shit. When
But
she
no,
was
Oh
sitting there
he
with
damn.
the
he was
lawyer, she
like
trying to
that.
act like she a fucking innocent motherfucker.
She's not.
Then, come on, you get in a hotel room at 4 o'clock in the morning. Come on, go from
You know what though? You know what though? My
there.
thing is, I'm not gonna make a big issue of why she was out at that time. Because I mean, yeah, you can go be out if you just want to be out. But the thing is, you got to accept what
The
comes with
what's coming on?
certain situations. You know that. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say she wrong for being out, but I am gonna
No.
say, when you're out, you know what I'm saying. Honestly, if you're out anywhere past midnight to about 6 a.m., you put yourself in a situation where things could go wrong. Just that simple. Things can go wrong. And Judge,
Yeah.
are you purposely trying to sand over when I'm talking? Because brother, it ain't got to be purpose.
I'm
Uh,
sorry,
Hey
man.
y'all,
That's
no,
not my
hey,
I'm
sander.
joking.
That's
I'm
my
joking.
scraper.
I'm joking. But
hey, y'all gotta talk like
I'm gonna
that.
step away from the
Like,
yeah. I'm gonna step away from the conversation for a second. I gotta handle something real quick. I'm gonna be listening. I'm gonna join back in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Y'all keep
No
it
Yeah.
flowing.
Vaseline when you're handling things, man. Don't be doing none of that while you're hanging out.
Ain't nothing like that going down.
PB.
Nothing like that.
PB, man.
You know, the reason why I'm saying that is because my friend, who I know is a defense contractor. Judge, you know this, right? When I was talking with Obsidian,
Right, right.
I said like this. He's a defense contractor. There are
Right.
certain things he doesn't do, even at
Mm-hmm.
night. Now, if their compound is getting overrun or something like that, yeah, he's gonna pick up his weapons and do what he does. But he's not gonna go out looking for a firefight. He's gonna try to avoid firefights because he notices that if he does that, he loses his contractor's insurance.
Well, not
You
even,
know,
but
federal
I know
government
you
wants,
said this story before, but what I said this. This is the difference.
yeah,
Men go out and we try to avoid situations.
yeah.
These young black girls don't try to avoid situations. That's the
They
difference.
and you know what, like you said, they love real because I hate saying the word nigga. So forgive
But
me
they
if I
love
say
drama.
ninja.
They
For,
love
for,
drama.
forgive me if I say ninja. They love real ninja examinations. They
Right.
love to have something happen, and they want to see if you're going to defend them. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
refuse to, especially if you're the cause of it.
most of us men have been into a fist fight, or you've been hit in some way, shape, or form. It lets you know what real pain is.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you have a second thought when you have certain actions, or you have a respect for the consequences. How many of these women have really been just fucked up one time? It's
Not a
not
lot.
really that often.
Or few and
The
far between. By the time
the
they hit
normal
again, they done
dynamic,
forgot about it.
yeah, the normal dynamic is what? Don't hit women, protect women at all costs.
Mm-mm.
Uh, just let her talk. Ignore her. You know, a real man ain't gonna do none of this with a woman. Duh, duh, duh. So they've been groomed and prepped
Good luck
to
with
be
that.
able to run around recklessly with no consequences. And when consequences come their way, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
They
I
scream,
will
"Why
admit
would
that
no
woman.
black men to protect me?"
But not even that funny. When she was sitting there with her lawyer, she was sitting there covering her face like she was so scared. And bitch, you wasn't scared. That motherfucker had a gun in his hand, and you still popped his gun. I hate to say something. Here's a question. Say I got a gun, and I'm talking shit. You mad? I'm mad, and I already slapped the phone out your hand, and I just slapped the phone out your hand, and you see the gun in my hand. 9 times out of 10, you ain't going to hit me,
I
even though you're another man.
I'll say this: when he pulled out that pistol, I think her mentality changed. When she hit him, it wasn't like I'm going for the gusto swing. I think it was a reflexive blow. So I think he popped her
Yeah.
ass with that hand, and I think it was more of a reflexive, which prompted him to really tee the fuck off on her ass. But
Mm-hmm.
in that scenario, her best bet should have been to, once that man got out of his car and showed his aggressive chase, was for her to get her ass in her own car and
Right.
back the fuck up
Drive
out of there.
away.
But rather than do
You
that,
know,
she
you
thought she
know
was gonna be able to.
her first mistake was being out there at 4 in the morning instead of just going home to her fiance.
She's
But
supposed to
hey,
be married.
Oh, she was married?
I think so. No,
I,
Oh.
I'm not even gonna fault the sister for being out there late, because I think they was leaving the club, because if I'm not mistaken, he was a bartender, so he was off at that time. So the club was probably letting out, and she had some kind of business over there, something she was doing something over there. So I'm not even gonna fault her for that. I think honestly she should have been backing her ass. Like, as soon as she saw that man aggressive posture, he get out the car to do some extra shit. It should have been, oh shit, I done bit off more than I can chew. Let's get the fuck up out of here.
but like you said, they are
Right.
so strong that they go up against people with guns. That's how strong they are, and
No,
get
but
their
they
ass.
just think they just think no, but it's the thing too. It just goes back to what the statement we say. Motherfuckers think they can do no wrong.
Yeah,
But
They think
but
yeah.
they
no matter
also
what they do, everything they do is justified.
Hey, you know
And they
what
don't
though?
realize something. This
Hey, you
is the
know what though?
problem. The Me Too. Go ahead. I'll go. I'll just
Hey,
go ahead.
but let me ask y'all a question. Because many plethora of women across YouTube and Facebook and all these other places have said this. Does this bring up this brings up an issue to them? Um, do you think they're justified in saying that black men do not protect black women
No,
in light of all of these recent attacks and events
black
and
women go out of their way to avoid black male protection.
Thank you. And not even the fact of that, but I think too, black men are realizing, wait a minute, this is the problem. You got to think. 9 times out of these 10, these bitches got a damn attitude. You know already. Wait a minute. Even if everything goes, say I go ahead and I jump in for this bitch, and everything goes their way after everything. Say I get out of this unscathed. I'm not hurt at all. Whatever. I'm sitting here fighting another guy. 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have to go down to the courthouse, spend some time
yep.
around here, may even do a couple days in jail. Gonna lose money and shit off that. All over a bitch. They're gonna be talking shit in a couple days to another motherfucker.
Doing the
And
same
it
thing.
ain't like this to my woman. I mean, no offense, what? I mean, 9 times out of 10, if some shit went down and I saw the woman later on, she wouldn't even give my ass a thank you. Why risk it?
Yeah.
I mean, remember, she probably, and then you think she probably one of these motherfuckers out here on this bullshit, like some of these other women. Why the hell would I even risk? Why even put myself? I mean, this is the thing. It could be a super where this person could be like he could be a super ass wimp, but you could go over there and help and say he pushed you and you stagger and fall on a fence post and tear yourself up all over somebody else's, all because somebody else was in the wrong and couldn't take their bullshit punishment. Come on, man. I'm not doing that shit. I mean, think about it. For a complete stranger, I don't know. And then I know that the repetition that these black women unfortunately have right now. Do you think I'm gonna put myself in danger for them?
No.
No way at all.
I just don't. I don't recommend that a woman jump in a man's face anyway.
I
If
mean,
they're
I don't recommend jumping in anyone's face.
you jump in. Plain and simple, I feel like this. As soon as you jump in a motherfucker's face, you already know what the fucking deal is. You knew what you wanted to do. Hey, I can't stop you. You said you wanted to get jump fly with them. Go right ahead. Just don't call me to help.
That's
Don't be
right.
like, oh my gosh, she didn't have to beat my. This is the problem that I think too. A lot of women don't understand. You cannot assault somebody or do anything come off wrong and then sit up here and try to say, well, they didn't have to go that far. Motherfucker, you already woke the bear up. The bear was asleep. You go over there and kick the bear, and then the bear wakes up, rips your head off, and you be like, well, he didn't have to go that far. Motherfucker, the bear was asleep. What the fuck? You can't sit up here and be like, well, the bear didn't have to go, but no, nigga, you didn't need to take your ass over there and kick the motherfucker. It's a problem. You can't sit up here and put a limit on what they do to retaliate when you start shit.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say. Because as soon as it goes real, then all of a sudden they want to go back and be women. No. When you decide to do that, you already made the choice. Now, the best way to get out of that is to either run or stand your ground and see if you can take that guy. Now, if you can stand your ground and take that guy, that's good. But don't be surprised when you land on the floor looking up at the sky saying, what happened? Don't be surprised then.
People don't have a concept of picking your battles, right? So if you look at any type of combat sport, what is the dividing factor between all of the classes?
The refs.
What's that?
I said a referee.
No, it's weight classes, right?
Weight classes.
You will never see, and we talking prime. If you think you Billy Badass, do you think that Manny Pacquiao could get in the ring with an in prime Mike Tyson? And it was
No.
it's just not gonna work out. So even if the woman, even if she got hands, you fighting a man who's 6'4", 280 pounds, bitch. Good luck to you.
Built for war. He's built to take that pain.
So they want it to be a situation where he's just supposed to shake me and I don't even know where this whole dynamic of you shouldn't hit women are this, that, and the third protect them came from. Because if you look back into the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, they would slap the fuck out of a woman with a heart. Pow, bitch.
Yep.
Pow.
You don't realize that not every man got that. See, a lot of times, this is the problem. The black women were brought up in a generation where they heard the boys always telling them that. But they don't realize now, especially now that red pill don't come along, the problem is this. The internet has become their worst thing because even a lot of people I know who were brought up, like I was brought up, don't put your hands on a woman. I'm going to let you know like this. If a bitch touch me, I'm going to stomp the shit out of her like she's somebody I don't know.
That's right.
Plain and simple. And it doesn't even matter. And this is the fact is if you try to hurt me, this is the problem that they don't realize. When you try to hurt somebody, all bets are off. They don't realize that. You know what happens?
You know what happens?
All bets are off.
their defenses go up.
Right.
It's
You
a natural
can't, you know, when you
response.
try to, right. All bets are off. Wait a minute. You try to cause bodily harm to me. I don't give a shit if you was 10 years old. I'm still stomping your ass down to the ground. I mean, overseas, there's plenty of times where they be a 12 and 13-year-old kids and killed adults.
That's right.
Yeah. When you get to a certain age, you do have proper discernment. Let me tell you. Let me reflect on what Noridian was saying about black people killing black people.
Yeah.
Back some years ago, a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old set up my 19-year-old nephew's cousin. I guess they hit him up on social media, say, "Come pick us up, help us out." So he went and got them. And as soon as they got in the car, they put a gun in the back of his head. They drove him to a dark spot, put him on his knees, and killed him execution style. These kids were 13 and 15. Now, on a Facebook post, we were talking about it, and the women immediately was like, "Well, ain't nothing wrong with our children. It's racism."
There's a whole lot of things wrong.
And I'm sitting up there like,
system. I used to work in the school system as a school aide. There's a lot of things that are wrong.
I don't had that problem, that talk with my, matter of fact, that's how I was sitting here laughing, because when you first start talking about this, when you were talking about the difference is where some of these boys don't realize there's certain things you can't do when it comes to messing with me, because there's just certain rules you got to follow. And I just thought that was so funny, because me and her had that talk about a week ago when I was talking about her son. I said, you don't realize something. Your son need to get this bullshit. Oh, nigga, I'm going to kill your ass out of your vocabulary.
That's right.
You know like this. You don't never tell. I told him, I said, I'm just let you know like this. You don't never tell another man you're going to kill him. I said, plain and simple, if it comes to that point, you just do the shit. You don't never sit up here and tell it, because why? I'm going to let you know like this. If you said it and enough people heard it, if some shit went down and we was in another room where it was just me and you done already 5 or 6 motherfuckers heard you was going to kill me. And I just decided to be like, hey, man, guess what? Pow. And Kay was like, well, hey, man, look, dude been threatening to kill me all this time. I got all these witnesses. I'm going to walk.
And if the
you
police...
understand what I'm saying? I'm going to walk, because wait a minute. I got this person over here that don't know me, heard you say it. That person over there heard it. These people, all these people, they ain't even my friends, but they done heard you threaten me multiple times. If I killed you just for GP, I would probably walk, because people done heard you threaten me. You can't make threats and expect not to have no consequences. You can't.
But see, that's the point, Judge. They think they can do that. But
yeah,
slowly but surely, it's becoming the case where they can't do it anymore.
Yeah. But I mean, I tell these kids, I said, you don't understand something. I said, you threatening somebody. It's a lot of bad people in the graveyard.
Yeah, let me ask y'all a question. Do you think that these young men killing each other is in any way, shape, or form? Is it connected to rap culture?
Yeah.
Because
some type of culture, but
yeah, because it's like, it seems like rap culture is sort of a death culture. You know, when you boil down to it, with more of the hardcore rap. Now, I can't speak for the happy rap that's been coming out lately, but it does seem like that, due to the messages in the media, and rap music had a lot to do with this. It seems to be okay to rob and murder and, be blatantly disrespectful of, women and, old people and people who don't adopt the pookie thug rap lifestyle.
I don't think it has nothing to do with that. I think it's just the fact that these younger generation, they don't have no, like I said, it's plain and simple. They was raised by women, really emotional. They don't have any men that let them know there's some shit you need to let go. On top of that, they don't have no father to say, no, y'all sit up here, y'all just gonna settle that shit, fight, and then be cool afterwards. The problem is they've been around women, and they see when women go off, what do? Thermonuclear war. So that's why when the boys get older, first thing they do, pick up a gat.
and can't aim.
Yeah.
with the
Oh,
music
cool.
with the music in our culture, it's really a theme music, right? So
Right.
if you listen to, you know, early rap music, it really wasn't. They wasn't talking about murder, kill, right?
No,
Right.
Now,
we're talking
was
about
murder
no,
was murder and all that shit happening still?
no.
Were
Yeah,
there
yeah, it was.
gangs?
Yeah, yeah, it was. And let me bring up a name real quick. See if this rings any bells for any of you guys. Scott LaRock.
Yeah, KRS-One.
Yeah, Scott
Is that
LaRock.
his real name?
Scott LaRock sent some vibrations through the rap community when he was killed. Like, it was pretty up until that point. You didn't hear really, rappers getting gunned down like that because rap was still like pretty much a fresh concept. You weren't too far removed from the Sugar Hill Gang. But then when Scott LaRock was killed back then, it made the rap game very real. Like KRS-One, if you hear him describe it, he was like, it blew him away. You could get killed from this shit.
Yeah,
Seriously. So, I mean, I think the point that Donnie was alluding to is this ain't no real new shit. It's not. It may not. It may not be connected to like the music itself. Maybe it's just bad environment.
yeah,
Is
The
but it's
fact is,
still
the
some
fact
shit.
is, motherfuckers, they get in their feelings too easily. And I mean, niggas, and this is the problem is they have no respect for each other. And this is the problem is everybody will fight for respect. That's you got a young generation that's growing up that got a false sense of entitlement. So they think they deserve respect without earning it anyway. And then on top of that, they have very little thin skin. So anytime that their respect is challenged, they go straight and then no home training, so they got no gauge raised by these women. So basically you go from zero or nuclear. There ain't nothing in between. All those
Uh,
things build up to a bad combination.
anybody? I guess no, ain't nobody from the West Coast. Back in the day, did y'all ever hear of the album called "Banging on Wax"?
Name the song.
Uh, Pyru Love. Did you?
yeah, I heard that one. I heard that one. It was like Bloods and Crips together.
Yeah, so back that was California, right? So gangbanging was at an all time high. Everything was crazy. There was I forget exactly how it came about, but basically it was like a ceasefire because it really became banging on wax. It was all
Yeah.
right. We gonna rap on you. We gonna rap on us. We are gonna see who's gonna do better. And really, people had stopped all the gangbanging violence that had happened for a long time, for a good amount of time, shall I say,
Yeah.
when this banging on wax album came out because they was really spitting bars instead of going out and shooting at each other.
Shooting bullets.
Right. Go ahead.
What?
We
I
listen.
heard, oh no, I heard some scrapes. Yeah, I mean it had an effect on the community. I but in the same token, it's a lot of in San Diego. There basically was a whole rap feud going on for years, and people was dying over because it was a dude. He went out and killed somebody, and then rapped on the track, and was like, "Yeah, I killed your homie, pissed on his grave. What you gonna do about it?" And it set off a whole funk. I think in the new in East Coast, what that don't they got the hip hop police?
Yeah,
Yeah, didn't they have the? Is that what you're talking about? Where Tupac's mom and Biggie's mom got together and shook hands? After that, all
Nah,
shit went down.
that
I
was
know what you're
that was
talking about.
strictly in California. Banging on
I
wax,
know.
that was West Coast gang shit. So that had nothing to do with
I
that.
know I know what you're talking about. His name was uh he wrote a video about it. It's called Tales from the Hip Hop Cop.
The no, I'm talking about the actual hip hop police. They was following rappers on the East Coast, listen to their music and
Yeah,
their gang ties and everything, right? So
yeah. That, I know. I know what you're talking about. I forgot.
okay, yeah.
I think his name was Jeez. I'll look up that name and I'll try to get it. But I know what you're talking about. It was turned into like a documentary.
Yeah, so I don't think that rap is necessarily now. In some instances, I'm sure it's influenced a couple people, but on a large scale, I think it's just the theme music. It's the shit's happening anyway. It just happens to coincide with rap. Because you got to
Yeah,
think these are most black communities are impoverished communities. So in impoverished communities, you don't have a whole lot of people that want for nothing. So, when you ain't got money to pay the bills, you ain't got food, you ain't got nothing, you're going to rob, cheat, steal.
Derek Parker. His name was
That,
Derek Parker.
okay. Well, there you go. But yeah, so I mean, our community is going to be fucked off in general just because we're impoverished. We got a whole lot of issues in our community. So we're going to be fucked up. And I think, our music is going to tell that tale and tell what's going on in the community. I just don't think that it's largely making people pick up a gun and say, "Oh yeah, this is what Future doing. Somebody doing. I need to go shoot somebody." I think it's just the community in general.
Mm. And like I said, it makes it pretty sad to see that, and it hurts. It kind of hurts me to see. Well, why? I mean, unless we change the culture, it's gonna keep happening.
And
That's
then
the sad part.
and it's interesting you say change the culture. How do we take the first steps in doing so, like change the culture? I guess in order to change the culture, we have to first identify the problem. So,
Yeah, and then what happens is that if we can identify the problem and figure out what to do, let's if these rappers refuse to change, stop buying their albums.
Well, I don't even think it had nothing to do with the rappers. I
Yeah,
think the rappers are
Or
just entertainment. We can,
yeah,
a lot of
that's
people
why
don't realize. Go ahead.
that's why I keep saying it's the theme music because it's happening anyway. They just narrating the shit while it's happening.
Right,
To-
right. It's like,
for us to change the culture, it's really gonna have to be an economic thing. Black people gonna have to start doing for themselves and making sure that we push our own community and build our own community up to where we don't have a fucked up impoverished community. Because until that happens,
well,
you ain't got no
not even the
options.
fact of that. I'll say like this: certain things just gonna have to change. One,
yeah.
we're gonna have to. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I'm gonna say it like this: we're probably not gonna get any help from the women on their end. They've gotten,
We
unfortunately,
have to do
from
it.
the way they see it, they've gotten their way for so long, and the system is geared for them anyway. But I mean, like really, like say if I was a politician and I really wanted to change everything, and a lot of them don't want it because they don't want us getting together and they don't want the men to raise strong black families anyway. But what they need to do is, from now on, custodies of boys needs to go to the fathers so that the fathers can raise these men and show them a different type of value. Because a lot of things that the children are missing are the
All the
things that
fathers.
make them a man. No, but the things that make them a man. A woman can raise a decent son, but he's missing the man values and qualities, which can really, it's like saying, okay, go ahead in the kitchen and make a cake, right? Make this cake. Here are your ingredients, and you tell the person to make a cake. You didn't give them the ingredient, and then they find like this. So the kid's been making a cake for 15, 20 years. Now he gets with a man and realizes, well, wait a minute. Oh, they have measuring cups. They have
Yeah,
knives. Oh, we just been using our hands because the woman didn't know. It's not like she can't teach him what she does not know. And unfortunately, certain things that he needs to have, she doesn't know. So she can't teach him. So it's not saying that she's a bad mother. It's just the fact that she can't teach him because she doesn't know it. It's like you can't teach them trigonometry and your ass only know multiplication. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going nowhere, and that's the problem.
it's basically
It's
kids
like
raising each other. Kids
right,
raising kids.
well, the kids to turn more. We gotta, not to just shit on the women because this ain't a talk about getting them, but the kids to turn more into a crutch that helps them pay the bill more than anything.
Well,
I will admit if they need to just give if they really want to change everything, they need to at least let the fathers get custody of boys off major custody of boys. Let the mothers have major custody of girls from birth off rip, unless the child is fit. They're not they normally give the parent to always to the woman. But now on just say the male children get the father has majority custody unless otherwise fit, or the female children, the mother have majority custody unless otherwise fit. They need to do that because unfortunately the males need to learn men skills and know that there's certain things just men just can't do to each other because you're going to be challenged. You're going to start a fight. And
And
unfortunately,
you may
most of the
end
time
up
with a
getting
fight,
killed.
right, you're going to end up dead. I mean, certain times you got to realize that this is a battle I don't want to fight. I mean, I know it's plain and simple. Women are kind of stupid. Have you seen? Have you seen when it's only been one woman, and then it's been two or three women with her girls, and that one woman will still talk shit to the group of people? Like, say if I know that Donnie, you, and him all friends, and I'm by myself, I'm not talking. Even if me and Donnie get into it, and I know he's here with two other niggas, I'm not talking shit. All right, dude, man, I'm trying to do whatever I can to let that situation go. All right, cool, man, because you know you're outnumbered, whatever. Even though they may not jump in and all like that if it was a one-on-one
It's
fight.
the
But you
presence.
don't take that risk. I don't know for sure. I don't know this motherfucker. I just met him 30 seconds ago and me and him beefing. How do I know his boys ain't gonna jump in and beat the shit out of my ass too? Where women would be like, I don't give a fuck. I've seen plenty of times where there's been one female and she talks shit to four, five other females. And I'm
And they
like,
get
girl, you better shut the fuck up. They're gonna run in and beat the shit out your ass. Then when
So
your ass get beat, you wonder why.
I say this. I'm a big fan of consequences. So in that situation, depending on what the issue is, I'm not really, but I'm hard headed in that way. So I know what consequences are. I'm gonna assess the situation. Now, if we out and you with two or three dudes, I'm gonna say what's on my mind. I'm gonna,
Yeah, but I ain't gonna say
but
it
what I
all like
said,
talking shit.
yeah,
yeah.
but in that same situation, I'm already assessing, so I know I could get jumped. I know that this is the scenario, so I chose more or less my pride over, I guess, my safety at
Right.
that point. I think a lot of times these women do it and they don't realize the consequences, especially the way they act in the aftermath. Like if I get my ass whooped, yeah, I'm gonna take it on the chin. I'm gonna catch each one of you niggas
Right.
one by one later on. But women, they want to run into the, well, I didn't nobody protect me. Y'all, it's foul for
Well,
that.
they didn't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't need to start. You didn't need to keep talking and keep going.
Right.
Just like what happened with that chick on the F train. And she got her ass slapped. She
Oh,
got
mighty
her.
8-ball jacket.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he didn't need to hit me, but you didn't have to. You didn't have to start shit with him. But yet
Right.
you did
I
it.
mean, that's one of the things I think that they think but unfortunately too, that just goes back to this. Unfortunately, society has let them get away with so many things with non consequences. Like think about it. Look at the shit with Cardi B. If say think about it, if Rick
You mean
Ross
the
or any
rapper?
other male would have said some shit like that, like,
He's been put
oh
in
yeah, I
jail.
think it would have been not even the fact of that, but the sponsors would have dropped them within 24 to 48 hours.
That is
You
what
would
happened to
hear
Rick
things,
Ross.
you
Their
know.
money would be gone.
And do you
That
know that Rick
specifically
Ross
happened
came?
to
Do you
Rick
see the
Ross.
Rick Ross video that he came out and even talked about they need to go light off of her and all that shit? Oh, I was looking like, God, dog, that motherfucker. Rick Ross, you just even look like a big ass fool after that. He made a
Hmm.
video talking about they need to leave Cardi B alone.
He said that after they took it.
Yeah,
This nigga
it's
had
a
a whole
video.
Reebok endorsement. This nigga said he did that. You ain't even know. He said put Molly off in her drink. You ain't even know. Nigga, they
Right.
took his Reebok deal. The feminists was boycotting his ass. They was talking about getting rid of him. X, Y, Z. Now this nigga is defending Cardi B.
Thank you. You the dumbass
Mm.
motherfucker. I said evidently, motherfucker, you must have drank too much of Molly or something. I don't know why your dumb ass would even open your fucking mouth. If anybody you shut the fuck up.
And keep it moving.
But
Right.
niggas will pattern to these hoes because you got to think these women couldn't do this shit 20 years ago.
Hell
In the
no.
80s, do you think that shit would have flew? Hell nah. Pow,
Hell
kung
no.
fu kick to the bitch mouth. None of this shit is acceptable. But the culture we live in now has been progressively pushed for them to be a hoe, and it's acceptable now.
Right.
Somebody gonna have to hit mute.
Drop kick the
Yeah.
bitch for the second trimester.
Hmm. Yeah, and then what also makes it worse is that she had, and those are the same women that will probably have you killed
Oh hell
doing that. You could make they could make a mistake, put something strong in your drink or something like that, and you don't wake up again.
Right, but that's fine.
No, I mean
Yeah,
Because
permanently.
they did it.
yeah.
And
You
then,
They
don't.
did it.
Yeah, you don't know who's allergic to what. You know
Right.
who.
Think about this. Not even the fact of that, but imagine how many people. I'm pretty sure if they do some research, they could probably find somebody who had not even the fact of that. You put that shit in their drink. What if they become a drug addict after that because they get hooked on that feeling?
and they don't know what it is.
They
Right. Then
searching for.
they
See, the whole thing with Cardi B is everybody knew Cardi B was a bop from day one. If you look at Cardi B's history, she was a stripper. She had that ratchet mouth. First off, fellas, if anybody listening, you see a chick with Cardi B old mouth, don't trust that bitch off rip.
right.
You'd
But
run away.
but but you look at
You run.
you look at her dynamic when she was on Love and Hip Hop. What was she doing? She had a nigga who was in jail with some federal time while she was fucking with a producer and running around being a stripper. This is who she is. So you know
Right.
when you out in the streets moving that you don't fuck with this kind of chick unless you're gonna have these kind of issues. But the fact that she made it a big name and she's still out here talking with this niggatry, it's ridiculous.
Go to show you, like I said, as they say, you can take the nigga out of the hood, but can't take the hood out of the nigga because she should have shut the fuck up. And then instead of doing that, what did she do? She doubled down on the next thing. Like you doubled down on the shit you were saying instead of making it, I'm like if I was a sponsor, if they didn't cancel her the first time, after the second video where she doubled down on the shit, like, oh. And I said, the only thing that saves her, I said, is that luckily she was a woman robbing men. Because most of the time, think about it, even if Cardi B did rob you, drug you, and rob you, how many of you guys would actually come out and say, yeah, she got me? Even if you knew, oh, that's who that did. Even that shit happened to me 5 years ago. Most of y'all are way past that. Them men got other things going for them. They want to rock the boat with their new relationships or their families. You don't want
You're
to.
probably embarrassed.
Right. It was right. It's an embarrassment.
But when I look at it, it's still a crime.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to come out publicly and be like, yep, she did it to me.
I mean, like the Me Too movement?
No,
Like the Me Too movement?
I don't know if I would come out and do that. I'd probably just be like, fuck it, just let it go.
See, but the thing
Because
about
most
it,
of us men, we know, I didn't play this up. I'm fucking with a stripper. And like, here, let me step in there. And most of us men know. I'm fucking with a prostitute. I'm getting my dick sucked or whatever. If the bitch lift my wallet, that would just charge that to the game.
yeah. I mean,
because I'm not gonna lie.
You could charge that to the game when you're dead, though.
And had my money stolen before.
Yeah, but the thing about it is they'll charge that to the game when all of a sudden you land 6 feet under because that thing killed you.
Mm-hmm. Right, but I'm just saying, I've had my wallet lifted before. About,
I understand, but the thing about it is that if we want to stop this thing, we got to hold these women accountable. And if you don't, they'll keep doing it. Remember, like you said, Cardi B, she doubled down on that shit. I'm like, wow.
Well, I'm back, and Cardi's gonna get away with it because Cardi does not have a victim. And when you're talking about the law, you need a victim. Some kind of shape, way, or form. There's no victim. There's no evidence, and she's a woman.
I'm not worried about her going to jail. But
Me neither.
I think the sponsors can at least cancel her for that.
A sponsor is not going to cancel her because it's about money. And Cardi is new. They just not start putting money in her. You're not going to let that money go to just put into her.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That people got to understand when this is business is business. It doesn't care about morality.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? The only reason business people have integrity is because if you don't have integrity, no one else will do business with you. You will literally cut your money off by a lack of integrity. But when it comes to business among what they're pushing as far as the product, business people will have integrity. But I'm saying as far as once you get past that, where you're talking about what the world is going to do, at the end of the day, if you can generate some dimes for this company, they'll take those dimes. Period. They're not worried about your morality at your home or anything like that. Cardi B is simply a chick they can make money off of, and that's all they
That's
care
right.
about. So they don't care about what she did. Period. The same way, if you take a same thing with a man, if they can't make money off the man, they drop him. The same way, like Pepsi dropped Ludacris when Bill O'Reilly was talking about him and all that. Pepsi don't care nothing about the fact what Ludacris was doing. Pepsi care about the fact that Bill O'Reilly was making a big deal out of it, and it was making it more difficult for Pepsi to make money.
But
That's it. That's all they care about.
No, but I'll say this too. This is the difference. The fact that Cardi B did it to a male, they know most of the time women spend most of the money anyway.
That's right.
So think about it. How much are males? Say if we knew the woman was punching and beating up people and all abusing males, say we knew that proof and all that. But think about it. How much would you see men saying, "Fuck it, we ain't drinking Pepsi"? You ain't gonna see that. You're not gonna see that.
I'm not disagreeing with you. When I'm saying business care about who's gonna spend that money. And at the end of the day,
the men not gonna put up a fight like women would.
It ain't even about the fight. Men are not gonna impulse buy like women do. That everybody who has a business knows this already. That's why a lot of stuff is hit toward women, even if it's for a man. Look at Old Spice right now. That's a man's product. And what are they doing in their advertising? They're still trying to market toward women. Hey, look at me. I'm swole. I'm in great shape. Your man's not like this. Your man could, but he could smell like me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah. So it's about. I don't know who got the music in the background, but y'all need to get rid of that. We don't need strikes. We don't need strikes. Whoever got that music on in the background, cut that out.
That's not me. Hold on.
33-year-old rapper.
It is you.
Oh.
It is you.
Whoever hears about a 33-year-old rapper.
Right.
Yeah, we don't make videos that haven't taken down. But like I said, it's all about money at the end of the day. And because you have so many women and people buy into this feminist stupidity, you know what I'm saying? You're not in society that's conducive with the man saying what Cardi B said, but it is conducive with her saying what she said. And that's just the reality of it. Life ain't fair.
Yep, it definitely ain't. And that's that. I'm not playing simple. The Cardi B situation should show you even more. And I'm not even gonna lie. Women don't realize y'all won the battle with the feminist movement, but they're gonna lose the war because it's just gonna even show men are just gonna turn their backs more and more. They've been voting already with their feet.
Women realize what's going on. Women realize what's going on. They just don't care because they think about the moment. They're not thinking about what's going to happen 20, 30 years down the road. They're thinking about what's going to happen 2, 3, 4 minutes ahead. And 2, 3, 4 minutes ahead, they're going to be fine. They don't care about no generations getting totally messed over after they dead and gone. They don't care nothing about that type of stuff. And I'm just saying on a general level, women simply don't care what happens to their children after they are raised, or grandchildren and things like that after they are raised. They don't really have a concern. And don't get me wrong, I know that's a strong statement, but
true.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about when they are out of the position of being responsible for those, where their image doesn't look bad, they really don't care based on the behavior they show.
Oh, definitely.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make an accusation at them or just saying something that's fly off the hook, because I know. But the thing, if you pay attention to the behavior, women are concerned with children to the point that they can be blamed for what happened to them, and if they can get out of blame, they're really not concerned. So women aren't worried about how it's going to be generations down the road, especially if it's something that they think won't be a big deal for 2, 3, 4 generations down the road. Or I'll be dead and gone. It doesn't matter, you know. So that's just the way it is.
Well, I think they're starting to notice now, because a lot of these dudes, especially the sisters, they've noticed that a lot of these dudes aren't coming to their defense after getting their asses whooped. That's why they're asking why
they're trying to shame them into it. Right. That's why they're doing this crap and trying to shame them into it. But they see already a lot.
Well, yeah. but that means they're noticing what's happening right now. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the world they're living in right now. They didn't care about this 30 years ago. They didn't care about it 20 years ago. They didn't care about it 10 years ago. It's the women that are suffering in their minds. Well, I'm not getting the protection. I'm going to cry about it. I'm going to whine about it so I can get what I want right now. They don't care about what's going to happen to people 30, 40 years down the road.
Well, right now, that's what's happening right now.
What I'm saying, but that's the only reason they're saying something about it right now. If they wasn't feeling that punch from society, they wouldn't say anything about it right now either. They don't care about down the line. They care about the moment. That's the whole point. They care about the moment, and in this moment, they feel like they're not getting protected, so they're saying something because of this moment, and that's it. They're not worried about 5 years down the line.
Well, I know what's hitting them. The lefts and rights. That's what's happening. Them left and right books are killing them.
Well, I mean, my thing at the end of the day, they created this to happen. I mean, they created they positioned themselves. Let me say that they positioned themselves for this stuff to happen. My thing is, I'm not mocking them or anything like that because it's happening, but they did position themselves for this stuff to happen. When you, as a group of people, talk about how you don't need your men, you don't care about your men, you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't respect your men. At the end of the day, everybody heard you. So of course they know your men ain't coming to your rescue. And now me personally, I believe black men should still protect black women, but that's just me personally. But I can't argue the fact that women are giving black men plenty of reason to ignore them. I can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, we should do it anyway, but I know why men aren't doing it. And the fact that they've got men to the point where they even publicly say that I'm not going to do it, you know, at some point in time, their brain needs to just cut on to the situation. You know, that should have been the wake-up call when men started saying, well, you know what? If she ain't my family, she ain't related to me, I ain't worried about it. Once the men started saying stuff like that, they should have had an instant change, but they didn't. They just pushing a stupid narrative still.
They're changing a little bit, but they just changing into it. Basically, they're doing the guilt trip thing. They're just trying to guilt them back, and they don't realize it's too many of us that it's not working. And what's so bad is, unfortunately, is you're right. That's the reason why they would love to shut the internet down, because it's all these men that are talking to each other, and we can all relate about the same thing. We don't know each other. We live in different parts of the world, but we can all say the same thing.
It's the same
all
story.
Around the world, same song.
And Judge, you're right. Even though it's different black men, they're saying the same story.
Right.
How the ladies got to explain how is it that a lot of these guys are saying the same thing and they don't know each other.
Yep. All around the world.
Well, yeah, they have no explanation for that. And I'm not gonna lie, the internet did kind of burst their bubbles because before the internet got big, the main thing that they would say to people, well, no, it's not women, it's just the women you hang around. It's the women you run into.
What about the dudes they crushing?
No, but I'm saying the internet is what exposed them, because when the guy who lives in LA said the same thing that the guy said in Chicago, and then the guy in Chicago said the same thing the guy said in New York, and the guy in New York said the same thing the guy said in Denver, you see what I'm saying? Like, the internet just pulled the cover back. That's all it really did. So women couldn't use that. It's just the ones you happen to run into. You know, because you know what I'm saying? Because I really had a conversation online with a person. I ain't gonna throw no name out there, but he was saying that he was having issues with the women in Atlanta, and you know, they act like this for the most part. And some woman told him, well, you know what, you should go up to Chicago. I'm like, bro, I'm already in Chicago. The same thing happening up here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they telling you because you live in Atlanta, go to Chicago. In Chicago, they telling people to go down to Atlanta. Right. You ain't finna get nothing different.
Right. It's more than that. These women is getting exposed. So it's a chick that I knew from a Facebook.
Those punches,
all she do,
they're getting exposed to those punches.
But no, so it's this chick. All she did was she played like she was a high class woman. She played like she was married. She played like she left the dude XYZ. I ended up fucking with the chick. Come to find out, she dating the definition of a pookie. This nigga got a low budget hustle to where he's basically ordering packages and pretend they didn't come. They didn't come off some what's that? Where you call the number CQ or CVQ or whatever it is.
Right.
So whatever it is, she claiming the shit don't come. So then she come to find out she letting this nigga borrow her car. The dude borrow her car and crash this bitch. Bring it back to her. He goes, yeah, it was parked. I was inside the bar. Somebody hit the car while I was gone. Well, you gonna pay for it? Nah, because the car was parked. That's that was gonna happen anyway. Huh?
Right. And then I'm like, no, motherfucker, like where anybody with morals will know, motherfucker, you had my shit, you're responsible.
Right. So
but what's so bad is that's women thinking. A lot of them think that shit is like, well, technically I didn't do it, so I shouldn't have to pay for it. That's your law.
But the dude, the dude did the turn. But the dynamic is she always try to say, niggas ain't shit. But she has this habitual ain't shit nigga that she keeps fucking with, and she keeps letting this nigga run her down. So then the narrative becomes, well, this dude. Well, no. I gave you advice. I told you quit fucking with this dude. You chose to keep fucking with this dude, and that became your problem. This nigga put on some baby boy shit. This nigga put rims on her car. They break up. He come and steal the rims off her car. Leave her shit on blocks. He get back with her 3-4 months later. He go, hey, listen, I gotta tell you something. Don't be mad, but I stole the rims off the car. You did what? She still stuck with this nigga. These women continually make these piss poor decisions, but they want to blame on this dude. Now everybody's giving you advice. Stay away from this nigga. You keep chasing this nigga down. This nigga is doing you dirty, yet you keep chasing him down. Now all niggas got to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I always used to say, like, if you're having difficulty with a certain archetype, there had to have been 3 or 4 people that told you this was a bad idea in the beginning, and you still went and did what the fuck you wanted to do, and now you're facing these consequences. And now you got a smartphone and you got a Facebook app, and now you're complaining all day on Facebook over your bad decisions.
Well, I wouldn't have any problem with the bad decisions, as long as they know, hey, I made a bad decision. But don't go into the next relationship and be like, well, think about it. I used to cook, clean, do the dishes, and put the kids to bed. But now after that last guy, all I do is cook. I don't do shit until I'm doing. No, wait a minute. I wasn't the one that did the shit to you. Think about it. A lot of times they go into the next relationship with the baggage, which ruins their next relationship, and then they wonder why they never get a dude. Because they'll be, wait a minute, the bad dude you did everything for. The decent dude who was trying to get you wouldn't do shit until everything is all completed. Then you wonder why niggas ain't dealing with your ass.
Yeah,
all it takes is a woman to do a little bit more, you gone.
I mean, it's truth in that, because a lot of women, I'll say they'll try that, because I've heard a lot of women say, I done came across a few women that say that to me, but I've heard a lot of women say that online, things like that, and on social media. But I simply tell them, when women tell me stuff like that, I just tell them like this, plain and simple. Look, I don't care nothing about your problems you had with your ex. Ain't none of that my problem. Period. So I don't care about you feel like you don't. Look, you're going through it.
Somebody got an echo.
I think there's
they got the thing playing in the background.
I'm sorry, that was me. I'm sorry, I didn't hit mute.
You need to hit mute on
did that twice, but I really. They're probably.
Hey, whoa! Hold on one second. We got somebody in the chat. Miss Raleigh, we have to stop being so open about our whereabouts. Back before social media, no one knew how to find you. But she then turns around and makes this statement. But black men couldn't save us when we were slaves. Either that lack of courage was buried in you by the white man.
Black men couldn't
save us. Why don't you give her the link and let her come on up?
Yeah.
But here's the thing I was sitting there listening, because I was listening to Paris the other day. I said, see, unfortunately, you women have a bad, guys don't think right. You guys don't know how to think more logically and open. how the fuck you gonna blame the other motherfucker who was a slave at the same time you was? Duh. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you blaming the other motherfucker in the jail cell with you. Last time I checked, we were both slaves at the same time. So unfortunately, that means we both in the same boat. We were getting shit
No,
on too.
no.
We can't
But they
give
don't
you
see
what
it.
You know
we
what,
don't
Judge? At the
have.
end, no, Judge. This is the thing. This is the thing. At the end of the day, that argument don't matter because when black men went through slavery, they were revolting on a regular basis. White folks don't like to tell that part of history, so that's just what it is. Now, the only reason this young lady is probably even alive to this day, was she was even born to even say that stupid stuff because she's not thinking about what she's saying, is because of how black men were responding to slavery. If black men weren't revolting to the point they were, we would still be right now. Point blank period. White folks could have resolved their issues with each other and kept us in slavery if it wasn't becoming too much of a hassle. I promise you that. Keep in mind, Lincoln wasn't trying to free no slaves.
Right. Now, here's a question. And I sit here and laugh. Right? You're right. Now, here's a question. Say
Yeah,
the black men were the ones fighting and dying to end slavery. Last time I checked, what the fuck were y'all doing? Throwing pussy at the
yeah,
problem and thinking that was going to help?
You
and
just so we clear, back in slavery, there was a whole lot of slave revolts that were foiled by bed wenches because they was
Thank you.
comfortable sitting up with massa. So you remember Django Unchained? What was the
what,
chick's
what let me,
name? She sat close to massa
it,
and was foiling what the revolts was doing.
well, I wanted to say this. There was a lot of things going. There was a few things going on that ended slavery, but part of it was the way the revolts were going on. Because I don't want to. I'm not going to take away what white folks was doing either. What black men were, the revolt was part of it. It wasn't the only thing. White folks was being, they were acting white.
They were helping.
But
I'm just trying
you know,
to say is no. But here's the question: what were black women doing? Now what?
You know what? But you know, I'm not gonna put that on women because we don't need women trying to be men. So they'll take that the wrong way. I understand what you're trying to.
The wrong, but you understand. Don't sit up here and try to say. Think about it. I think we did a majority than they did, and you don't hear us saying that they didn't put a hand in. You ain't never heard men come out and say that they didn't put a hand in helping us become free. But the women make it seem like what? You know, we wasn't trying. We were in the cell with you.
Judge, I understand what you're saying, but the only real response to someone who makes a statement like that, we saved your black behind. That's why you here today. Period. If we didn't do what we did, you wouldn't be here today. And that's it. Yeah. Leave it at that. We don't need them to try to act like they need to be men, because black women are not needed to be black men. We've never required that. And the statement you make, they take it that way. You see what I'm saying? If we didn't do what we did, she wouldn't be born more than likely. Because if she comes from a land of slavery, I don't know if she does or don't. But if she did, she wouldn't be able to enjoy being in America right now the way she is. So it's just that simple.
Yeah. I hate this whole narrative that black men are protecting black women, because it's definitely not true. I mean, even and I've said this before. There are plenty of black men that are dead and in jail over black women, whether they felt like they were protecting them or it was like sometimes a lot of these fights in these clubs between these niggas get started over pussy, over women.
That's true.
Thank you. Well, if you check every war, mostly every war has been fought over pussy. Back in the day, back before we had natural resources that we're fighting for now, most of them wars were fought over women.
What the thing? Because we live in a video era where everybody's taping anything, every time a black woman tells me that black men are protecting them, and I advise y'all start doing the same thing. Simply show me the video where some black woman got hit by some man, and black men were there and didn't do anything. I've been saying that for years. I ain't got the
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
they saying about the dude in Dallas. Those were black people holding the cameras.
1 second, and give them this qualifier. You can't show me a woman that got hit by her significant other. That don't. You see what I'm saying? Because if you elected to have sex with a man that's beating on you, you can't tell me we're not protecting you. You're choosing to jump on the dick of the man that's hitting you. That's right. Your issue. But show me the man that hit you, that hit any black woman, and there was black men in the vicinity that didn't get up and do anything. And it was not somebody's significant other. That video don't exist. And I'm saying, and that's a strong statement. But ain't nobody.
Wait a minute. The Dallas video if you're saying it on that term alone, the Dallas video would say that we don't. Because think about it, those were black people filming it.
What black men did you see in the background?
No, they were black. The guy who filmed the thing was black.
Maybe he was, but you know what? And that even in that particular situation, you're still talking about a man that had a gun. He did not have.
Now that's a good excuse there.
No.
You are talking about somebody with a gun.
At the end, however you want to claim it, the man was protecting you because guess what? He did the protecting he could. He filmed it to help you out. Right. So he was giving you the protection that he could at that moment. Now, again, there ain't no black man in that video. So there was not no men with guns just sitting there letting her get beat up. There wasn't even men without, but that might have been the only guy standing there. You know what I'm saying? It might have been only one, maybe him or him and his friend. Who knows? But they probably wasn't strapped though. You see what I'm saying?
And like I said, when she did that, when she did that.
Let me say this one point. Let me say this one point real quick. If it was common that black men didn't protect black women, there'll be a ton of videos where random men hit black women and black men in the background didn't do anything. That would be common. But you can't find it. Go ahead.
Like I said, when these sisters say they need protection, when they're actually disobeying their fiancés by going out at 4 in the morning or 3 in the morning to go to gas station to get gas and get attention, you know what protection she should get now? She should dial 911 and call the feds and get involved, because basically you broke down the protection apparatus that is set in place for you. Because remember, more crimes happen at night than during the day. The reason why, because criminals use the night to get away from certain things. That's why you have a lot more cops at night than during the day. I'm not saying like that chick at the gas station who went out at like 3:30, 4 in the morning just to get some attention. You know what? I talked to the fiance. He dumped her after seeing that. He didn't even know that video went viral until he saw it. I was like,
you know what I heard? I heard it was another gas station right across the street.
Mm-hmm.
So that means she chose to go to the gas station when she was going to get attention from niggas.
Yeah.
Well, of course, she was trying. Women like. Well, come on now. We should already know this. Tommy done told you many times.
If she was afraid, her facial expression would have said it. But she was laughing.
What video?
The guy didn't touch or anything like that. It was just the fact I was like, you know who got really mad with me? The women on the Facebook profile that I was arguing with. I was like, you know what? I'm like, So you know what? You get what you pay for.
What video is this? Where some chick went to the gas station? Because I missed that.
I think it was you got to find it on Facebook.
Yeah, it's a couple months ago, but I'm pretty sure I'm a fan that sent it to you. But the whole point is, I'm not gonna justify the way the men were acting.
I don't do that.
I'm not gonna also pretend that there was another gas station across the street that she could have just went to, or she, you know what I'm saying, or if you seen that many dudes, even if she was gonna be out, if you see that many dudes at the gas station at that time, choose another one.
Or get the hell out. Out.
No, I'm saying you drive up to the gas station, you see 6, 7, 8 guys, you by yourself, choose another gas station.
Yep, you're right.
Simple as that.
Well, guess what? Don't go out there at all. Especially when your fiance or your soon-to-be husband or your husband say, listen, that gas station is dangerous. Don't go out there now.
Especially if you got on your thought outfit.
Yep.
Well, I mean, she learned the lesson because the dude done dumped her, as you just said, right?
Yep.
The dude dumped her. Well, see, this is my thing. That's the behavior of a single woman. At the end of the day, now I didn't know that she had a fiance that dumped her, but when I saw the video, I knew it was the behavior of. Well, I'm saying I knew that was the behavior of a single woman, and as soon as that man, as you saying, found out about what happened, she's single. That's the behavior of single women. Women who want to be single act like that, because at the end of the day, I don't care if it was my sister, and I don't want nothing sexual to do with my sister. I'm not gonna tell my sister it's okay to stop at a gas station with 6, 7, 8 niggas out there, especially at night. I'm just not gonna do it.
And yet these sisters are still doing it. That's the sad part.
Now, wait a minute. Is somebody still in the chat talking? What channel are we on, by the way?
We're on Black Men Being Brutally Honest with the host, Kev Esther.
Yep.
But I mean, is somebody still in the chat or no? Because
I think
that was the last comment made. The one, but black men couldn't save us when we were slaves. Blah blah blah. I wasn't born back then, so people make comments on bullshit, and they weren't even born back then, and they don't even realize that the history they've been taught is revisionist history. So I mean, people gonna make ignorant comments like that, and I think a lot of the reason why black women say they're not.
We're having a conversation. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The reason why I feel like that a lot of black women saying that black men aren't protecting them is because they're spiting black men for coming out online saying stuff. So they're gonna say the absolute worst things that they can say about us because they want us to make us look worse than they actually are looking by their own actions. And so that's the thing that I feel like that we're running into as far as, it's like if you're speaking out as a black man against the ills in our society and you hold them accountable in any kind of way, they're going to say just about anything to deflect from it, including trash you. So the whole narrative of black men aren't protecting black women, even though we know that's bullshit. That I believe that's
they can protect themselves from those punches and kicks. They can protect themselves from that debt. They can do that. They can protect themselves from all that house and car note debt that they're creating.
Well, see, this is the thing. I think Kev is partially correct, and this is the thing that a lot of black men don't want to deal with. At the end of the day, black women have an issue with black men saying things about them online because it damages the image they have toward white men. Most and black women have always tried to impress white men. But it's something that's been going on since slavery. Yeah, they don't want their image damaged. And because everybody knows we grow up with black women, we go to church with black women, we go to we do everything with black women. Therefore, we know what we're talking about, and everybody knows we know what we're talking about. So when you have different groups, you have different men over a country that's saying is basically giving the same narrative all over the country that don't know each other. It makes their image look bad, and that's what they have a problem with. Is damaging their image toward white men because they always want to feel that some white man at some point is gonna come in and rescue them. Period. That's what they want to feel. They're not worried about what we think. They're not worried about what we think at all.
Yeah, because
they behave the fool.
But here's the kicker: they think that white men aren't paying attention. I'm like, you don't think white men are seeing this or hearing this from us and saying, "Wow, you guys are getting the raw deal. Thanks for letting me know what's going on." I mean, they don't think that white men are paying attention. That's the thing. They think that they're stupid.
No,
the white men been known that white folks been known all this stuff.
They're just now.
It ain't been a secret. Well, I'm saying even before the internet, they already knew what was going on. They knew what was going on.
Come on. Right. So You don't think that white guys are paying attention and saying, "Wow, y'all got it bad. I hate to be a black guy." You don't think that, and that's the thing. That's the thing that's happening is that they think that a lot of white guys are stupid and don't know what's happening, and literally saying to themselves, "Yeah, I hope he's there." That's the reason why they want to shut down the conversation. Now, but the thing is, they can't shut it down.
No, it's just too many people that know the truth, and the videos and the stuff that they say online, they keep giving evidence of the truth, and that's why no one's taking their complaints seriously. Think about it. White folks ain't taking their complaining seriously. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they're not complaining for us. They ain't trying to get us to do anything different.
Well, they don't realize they can complain all they want, but the fact is, I think they are complaining for us because this is the thing. They can complain all they want. The white people realize that, wait a minute, we already see you've been treating your black men like shit. One, the black men know if they go up against any of us over some dumb shit that y'all did where y'all were probably 9 times out of 10 wrong in the first place, one, they gonna get locked up and thrown away the key, or they gonna suffer a harsher consequence than the bitch who started the shit in the first place.
That's right.
And that's
Well,
why,
Judge, but Judge, that means they can't be doing it for us. They ain't doing it for us, buddy. I mean,
no.
I understand it's hard it's a hard thing for a lot of black men to accept. They're not doing this stuff for us. They know we already know.
White people wouldn't take that shit from their women. And that's just really what it is. White people don't take that. I work for a lot of uppity white people now in this last year, and I hate to say, these white women respect their husbands as gods. I'm not even, I'm talking about they respect their husband as God.
So let's carry this conversation somewhere else. Do you think that the disrespect toward black men from black women is warranted? Because they felt like that certain protections and certain provisions weren't in place for the protection, sort of like
they're the ones going outside the protection. They're the ones causing the damage. They're the ones that when you tell them stop doing that, they keep going.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll give them that they think that they're not getting the protection that they want, but they don't realize that we are different from white men, and unfortunately, we're at different class levels and status levels. So we can't give them the protection that we don't even have to give. They want a different type of protection where they want to be put up on a pedestal. Nobody, nowhere can touch them. They don't have to do no work if they can keep all their money to spend for themselves, stuff like that. A lot of men aren't in that. Not a lot of men aren't in that level to do that. And the ones that are at that level, they usually get a woman, and they usually get a high class woman, and they don't realize that those men are few and far between. And the problem is this: they think that all men should do that. So basically, since all of you are not the top 1%, we're going to treat the 99% that are not the 1% like shit until they become the 1%, and you guys should just take it because you're the 99, not the 1.
Well, the 1% don't do what you just said either. The 1% is the last group of black men that's gonna let a woman do anything she wants to do. They the last ones to do that. So that's just chasing a pipe dream. But the main thing here is, and I'm gonna ask this is a question I ask to women all the time. But fellas, think about this seriously. Think about this seriously, and I want the audience to think about this seriously. When you think about living in America, what problem do black women have that they don't actively participate in creating for themselves?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I'm just saying, real talk. Just name that.
I can't name a few.
So they are being
Well, I
They're one of the
can't.
most protected women.
They
What's
can't
that?
protect them. They can't. I know that they can't protect themselves from that student loan debt, that house debt, and that car note debt. They can't. That they're creating for themselves.
All that's voluntary though, so they actively participated in it.
Yes, they did. And you know what I'm doing? I'm actively not participating in that shit because, like you said, once you marry that woman, that debt becomes your debt. Why would
What?
a good black man with six figures go into six figures of debt with a black woman who already has six figures in debt? That guy's not going to do it.
More than likely, no, because that's he's more than likely. There's nowhere. There's very little chance a woman in six figures of debt can be a benefit to a man that's making six figures. Very little chance she can benefit that man.
I'm gonna just tell you like this. There you go. Like this is one of the things you don't fail to realize. Most of the time, if he's one of the top 5% men,
he's not going to deal with that.
He's not even in fact, no. The women who are making any money that's anywhere close to him, or even if it's somebody like that, they're already ugly as fuck. And unfortunately, very good looking women don't make a lot of money. Their looks are their money. I mean, here's a question. Think about it. How many name some billionaire women that you know that's just fine as hell? Name. I mean, think about it.
I'm gonna say this: ugly women do, generally speaking, ugly women do have to work harder to achieve to get the same things, because the more attractive you are, the more willing a man is to pay for it for you. That is the reality. I will not deny that reality. At the end of the day, it's hard for a black woman to really be ugly without her making an effort to be ugly. Most black women just ain't ugly. Black women really ain't ugly. The reason a lot of them look ugly to us is because of what comes out their mouth.
That's right.
Go somewhere. I done seen some ugly black women. I ain't even gonna say that.
I'm not saying you won't, but I'm saying percentage wise, you don't really run across ugly black women. Percentage wise,
but trust me, a lot of them that it all depends on what you consider ugly. A lot of people consider ugly overweight or stuff like that. Yeah, definitely.
No,
just give an example. When it comes to either I'm saying physical beauty, or they got a bad attitude.
This is what I'm saying. When it comes to physical beauty, you don't really see a lot of ugly black women. Black women are very blessed.
You do see a lot of. You still see a lot of refrigerator Perrys running around. You do see a lot of you do see a lot of Simone Simmonses that are like linebackers running around.
I mean, there are some fat black women. It's a lot of fat black women. I get that, but my thing is they just fat. They could go to the gym and end up looking good at the end of the day if they wanted to.
Let me just go ahead and shut him up right now. Okay, here's the question. Just give an example of how you already knew, like the woman who got her ass beat in Dallas. You already knew the bitch was ugly, especially if you saw her the next day when they show her face close up. From a distance, you look, she might have some figure on that video. Oh, she might be pretty cute with the heels on and all that. They showed her ass the next day, and they showed her another video with her talking. There was another video today. That bitch was ugly as fuck. I thought you could tell. I hate to say something. All them ugly bitches got attitudes.
Yeah, no, but Judge, I mean, I'm not gonna say no ugly black women exist. I'm just saying percentage wise. I'm not talking about them being overweight, because you know what I'm saying. Because that's a whole different story.
She was just you were trying to say.
What I'm saying, Judge, I'm saying realistically speaking, percentage wise, how many black women do you ever see that are actually ugly? You don't see a whole lot of them. You may see some that ain't top 10.
I see a lot more white women that are ugly, because I hate to say I think white women are just straight trash. But I say like 70% of our women, 70% of our women are decent to good looking. Where I see a lot, I'll say when it comes to white people, I say probably 40% of the white women are just like, whatever. It's like, 40 to 50% of white women that I mean, if they were, you don't even notice them. What I'm saying is, not let alone if she walk by, you turn and look at her, you don't even notice. Like I say, think like when I was in the store today and you knew it was white people there, but if you had to like picture one of them, could you remember one of them? No, they're not even noticeable. Like they don't even get that on the radar.
Well, but see the direction I'm going in. I'm the direction I'm going in. Black women aren't getting overlooked over a beauty issue. That's really not why they're getting overlooked. Yes, you can find an ugly black women. You know
Mhm.
the you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say it don't exist at all. Yes, you can find one, but that ain't really why black women get overlooked. That's not why guys
Oh
ain't
yeah,
with them
their
for real.
attitude,
It's
their
not a
attitude.
beauty issue.
It's their attitude. I'll go ahead and say that. Like I'm not gonna lie. Both of my sons, I told you my one son, he's 16. The other is 19. Both of them, they don't date black women at all. Now I only date black women. They won't give a black woman the time of day. And I mean, their mothers have talked to me about. I said, well, what can I? I can't control what type of women the boy like. But I even asked my son. Because I always joke with him. I don't call white women snow bunnies. I always say, oh yeah, you and your hip. I call them hippity hops. So that way nobody don't know what we're talking about. We come up with our own term. And I'm like, yeah, you and your hippity hops. And but he just, love him. And I asked him, I said, well, why do you date white women? And he said, I'm just going to tell you like this. He said, Dad, black women got too much mouth. And then even so I asked my youngest son, well, why do you date white women? He's like, man, black women always, and I mean, literally, my son is a pretty boy. Everybody
Let me,
likes him. I was
let me,
not
let
like
me,
literally. I looked at no, but wait a minute. I looked at it today. I went to his phone today. Man, it almost pissed me off. Evidently, one broad that he was fucking with thought she was pregnant for a second. Scared the shit out of me. You know what I mean? But it's like, he said black women, they just too argumentative. He said, white women treat me better.
let
They're
Yeah.
me,
more respectful. He said,
Remember, they're
and
so
I don't have
strong.
to fight with them.
They're so strong that they will argue with you. That's how strong they are.
let me
They're
ask y'all,
Right.
strong.
let me ask y'all a question. What do y'all think of this sentiment? It first came out of Sherry Shepherd's mouth about her son. She was explaining that her son said that he likes white girls because white girls are just nicer to him than black girls. And but
Maybe
then
they.
Ayana had a panel of black men that only dated white women, and both of them pretty much said the same thing. You're just gonna have to put up with black women. What do y'all think of that?
You know
Whatever.
what I think? I think that you should go with the woman that makes you happy, the woman that's
Thank
not gonna, do all this other crazy stuff. But you have the right to fall in love with who you have the right to fall in love with.
you.
You can't force these guys to fall in love with certain women that are crass and nasty to them. It's not gonna work. It hasn't worked. It's not working now.
Well, like I said, like I said, you got to go with someone that makes you happy. And I mean, like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, if my relationship, I don't see it going south. But if my relationship goes south, I'm not dating another woman with kids. Period. My youngest that lives with me is 16. He's about to be gone. I'm about to be free, as we say. And I'm not doing, no more of that because I'm the stepdaddy, and the
Mm.
kids love me, but I see too I don't get the love that it's a lot different from dad love, and then you don't get the respect. So it's like you put in all the work and everything else, and you don't get none of the joys out of it.
And the thing is that we have the right to have a choice too. It's not just
Right.
women. You
Oh,
know,
definitely.
I'm not gonna just sit. I'm not. If I see something that I don't like, don't force me to like the thing I don't like. Because what happens is then you get that rebellion.
Well,
You
this
just
is the
let.
problem is this: the black women realize. I've even told them. I said, y'all women don't realize something. I said, this is the thing: is this every black woman can get a dude. I said, this is what you do. I'm gonna just tell you, these are the things. These are the things on a man's list to get them. So you could be the ugliest bitch in the world. Food, sex, and silence. You give that man peace of mind and not always combative with him or something like that, he will stay with that ugly chick over a chick that looks 10 times better than you. He'll stay with the ugly chick though. Now I'm not gonna say he may not tap a fine chick here and there, but I hate to say something. He's gonna come home to you. Because
well, I'm gonna say this to answer the question.
Go ahead.
Well, to answer the question, because I saw that episode where Sherry said that, and I think she said her boy was like 6 years old or something like that. Like,
well, no, the boy's a teenager. He's a teenager. He's like 13 now. But
no, I'm saying when he said what he said though, wasn't he young, like 6? Or am I remembering that wrong? Even if I remember it wrong, when he was 13 or whatever at the time, this is the real issue. The real issue is, at the end of the day, black women, most black women are matriarchal. Matriarchal societies produce women. Other women of other groups, they are patriarchal. Patriarchal societies produce feminine women. So at the end of the day, when you come into contact with black women that are from matriarchal places, and you compare them head to head with women that are from patriarchal places, well, those more masculine black girls that he was around, I mean, it's gonna shine, it's gonna show, because she's learning how to be like her mother. And if her mother is more of a masculine person, why is it? There's nothing on earth that's gonna stop him from noticing that these other girls that are coming from these patriarchal homes are gonna be acting more feminine. It's just a natural thing to do. And I'm not saying that because I don't even want to come off like I'm trying to say something bad about black women. I'm just saying this is just a reality of just how things are on a social level.
This is the
women that come from patriarchal women are always going to be more feminine than matriarchal women. When you start talking about the general population, that's just how it's going to go. Because matriarchal women, you know what I'm saying, they're going to choose to take more masculine roles.
Okay, guys. I think it's about time we wrap it up. So I'm just gonna let y'all get y'all final words in. I don't have that much to say, but I'll say a little bit like after y'all are done. So y'all just run off with anything you got to say, and then we're gonna close this broadcast.
I'm just gonna say that I do love the sisters, but I'm gonna try. I'm trying something new, because when my ex-wife saw me with a white woman named Allison, when she tried to bring her fiance up to kind of get me, she looked like she looked like I killed like 10 people. It was ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna love someone who loves me. Now, if it's a white woman that the skin of Allison, or if it's a black woman like the skin tone of Alicia Keys, I'm gonna do it. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have that choice. I'm gonna make that choice for myself. Don't force me to take something that I don't want, because then after a while, I'm gonna be miserable to the point where I'm just gonna leave. So, and to the sisters, we know that you're out there. We know you're feminine and that you're out there, but you got to show up, because a lot of us dudes are saying, you know what, I'm done with the masculine, feminine, masculine black woman that's always bossy, this and that. I can't take it anymore. So that's why brothers are leaving. So if you want a good brother, change how you are, or else you will see more brothers. Yeah, you'll see more brothers doing this. You'll see more Johnny Gills doing this. Change.
Okay.
Look, change. 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 Do you get, ladies? Do you get the drift? Change. Or else.
Well, it's not in the fact that it's just the fact that they don't understand that it's easier for us to replace you than it is for you to replace us. And just because you're a woman and guys may always come around, you think that, oh, guys are always coming. You're right. Guys are always running, as they say. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of times, especially now, guys have already realized what the game is. So we gonna know. We gonna tell you what we want to hear. To tap it a couple of times. As soon as you get on our nerves, we just gonna
Or
kick you to the curb.
that's right.
That's why I tell women. I said, you don't understand something. It's not even. The woman I'm with now. I mean, have I had women who I've had better sex with? Of course. But when it comes to better brain and better all the other stuff adding up, she's the best one. That's why I'm with her. Like I said, just so don't think because you good in bed or this, that, you got 1 or 2 good qualities. You could have 3 tens and a woman with straight 8s all the way around to take your man.
Hey, let me ask you. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that some black women think that they pussy is so good that it can solve racism? That's why they feel like it's okay for them to sleep with these white guys.
I hate to say something. I definitely agree that, but I'm not even gonna lie. In my life, I'll say if I had to say the 3 best women I've slept in bed with, I said, and I'm pretty sure I didn't even meet one of them until about a year and a half ago, and I just could not believe a woman that looked like this could have one of the best pussies I done had in my life, especially at an age up high in age. Normally, you would expect that down young, but I ain't gonna lie, girlfriend was definitely a contender for the top spot. And I mean, like I have to really sit back and think hard. Damn, whose was better? And if I had to say, I'd probably have to say shit. That was the best. Girlfriend had the best shit right there. But it's like, I knew that relationship couldn't work because the sex might have been good, but that was it. And as you get older, men realize you can't build the whole time of a relationship on sex. You know that, hey, I gotta, deal with this person 24/7, this, that, and the other. Yeah, you know what I mean? This 3% of a relationship is spent on top of each other. So this 97%, that 3% ain't that good to make up for a horrible 97%.
Well, all right. Well, thank you, Judge. Lethal, we haven't heard from you in a while. You there? Lethal?
You probably fell asleep.
Yeah, man.
That's it, man. Well, I'm getting out for this. I'm done.
Okay, Naritten. Thank you for stopping by, man. And shoot, we'd love to have you again on either one of our channels.
Don't worry, I'll be there. You just send the link through Google Hangouts. I'll definitely come.
Word. Yeah, tell all your buddies about the habitual line steppers while you're at it too. So
let me just leave them. Let me just leave them with this.
Hey man, do me a favor. Next time that you guys want to do a show, let's do it on my channel. We can go back to yours, but I got a couple more subs than you, and I've pissed off a lot of people lately. So maybe we might get people who might come at least see us, and then maybe they might subscribe to the other channels anyway.
Okay, cool, Drake. Yeah.
Because I don't have that many, but I do admit some people will be looking for me if I did a show again. They would even stop by just to see because they remember when I used to do shows constantly.
Oh, we got you, Judge. We got you. No problem.
All right, Judge. I'll see you on Obsidian.
Right.
All right, then.
All right, Narrated. Thanks once again for stopping by.
Got it.
Okay.
Donnie, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Donnie Casanova, you ain't shit for watching. I'm tired. I'm finna crash out. It's lovely being on the show, fellas. I'm out.
All right. Thank you very much. And all right, Roger.
All right. Well, All right, folks, this is Roger Stevens. Glad for anyone who tuned in. Please check out my channel, The Roger Report, representing here for the Habitual Line Steppers. Great show, Kev. We'll see you next
All
time.
right, word. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, at the end of one of these, please like, share, subscribe. And maybe one day as black people we'll get it right. But this death right here just is in a long line of things that we need to fix. So anyway, for my viewing audience, thanks for watching. And thank you for letting us be brutally honest with you for a moment of your time. This has definitely been a pleasure. It's been a great show. I thank everybody for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Peace.